Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers, and sisters. Welcome to the grand finale here at the Virgin Touring Car Cup for the fourth season here on Sim Sport Racing Solutions. My name is Chris Buxton, and I will be one of your commentators throughout these evening's races. Joining me in the commentary box, always happy to say, is Aaron Martin Pilkington. Welcome to you, Aaron.
Hey Chris, it's good to be back, man, and final round this round here at Brands Hatch. So it's going to be some spectacular race, and hopefully we can kind of go off what we saw at Okayama, so I'm excited to see what happens here tonight.
You and me both, good sir. 3.9 kilometres or 2.4 miles of awesome British classic circuit here at Brands Hatch. Now we're going to be showing both streams. Now we're splitting them into their respective lobbies this time, unlike last time where we combined them into the single race, because both championships are still very, very much alive. And we're going to start with the Pro-Am category this time around. Let's have a look at the championship standings so we get an idea of who is gunning for the top spots. Now, not everybody is here. So here we go. So it's Martin DeGala and Trev Hammer. Now, last time around, Trev Hammer was ahead of Martin DeGala, but Trev had terrible luck in the opening rounds last time out at Okayama, but still only 4 points in there. And Mark Holmes is mathematically in with a shot, but would need to win at very least race one to keep himself alive. But Chris Fisher is his rear gunner to keep Fisher Motorsport right there in contention for the teams championships. Stu Neal, Medden Greville had awful luck last time around, but still in the middle of the table. Stephen Stoll, Justin Wellbeloved we didn't see last time, or Steve Hilton. Alistair Pollock, I've heard, is having hardware issues, so we may not see Alistair, but we will see our sole Ford runner. We hope he will make it to the track this time around. Ooh, well then, what can we expect from what are your thoughts towards Brands, Mr. Martin Pilkington?
One of my favourite tracks. I have a soft spot for British tracks in general, and Brands Hatch is one of the favourite ones. It is very narrow, not a lot of runoff. Some parts of it do remind me sort of like Nürburgring-esque, with walls everywhere and not a lot of runoff space, and so calamity can happen. But no, it's definitely once you nail a lap at Brands Hatch, it is so satisfying. So it's one of my favourite tracks for that reason.
I can't argue there. I've had sim racing success, such as it is, at Brands Hatch. I've only won about 3 times ever. I've ever done sim racing, but one of them was here in dry to wet conditions in touring cars. So yes, I too have a bit of a soft spot for Brands. It's got some very difficult sections. But yeah, exactly to say, and when you get a bit of a flow, it's magical. It is so good to get around. Let's have a look before we head down to the Pro-Am lobby. Both lobbies are the Pro-Ams are in qualifying at the moment. Before we do that, let's have a look at the Pro lobby. So we know that the Pro Championship, beg your pardon. Now, the top end of the Pro-Ams are separated by 4 points. The top end of this one is by 2, with Johnny Seville and Adam DeBosi. Now, we didn't see Adam last time out. Roy Grassi did pretty well to put himself in good shot. Now, Mark Dorrington was actually championship leader leading up to last week, and he was absent. So he now sits in 4th. Strictly speaking, the top 4 could do it if all 4 of them are here, of course. We will see. We don't actually know who's present and who isn't this time around. So Aaron Large, David Russell, and there Regan Mitchell was in 7th for the pros. Let's head down if we can. Team championship, yes, beg your pardon. So AJR at the top. Now this is the top scorers from both sides constitute the scoring for here. Now AJR do have quite an advantage up front, but it's not insurmountable. Needs a bit of luck, but Fisher Motorsport could overhaul AJR. They have an absolute mare, and Fisher come out on top. We will see, but still plenty of fighting behind RSK and Pulse. It literally tied at this late stage of the championship, tied for 3rd. Absolutely brilliant to see. As we see some of the privateers, Pro Hawk, Cameron Fife as well, 4th and 5th. Ooh, looking forward to this. Now, is anyone I ask this every single time because I'm not too familiar for what these cars are like from a driver's perspective. Does any one car have an advantage at Brands, Aaron?
No, not really. I mean, like we saw at Okayama, the BMW get absolutely amazing starts, but it seemed really twitchy, quite short wheelbase, quite twitchy on initial corner entries and stuff like that, and it was having a lot of problems under braking as well. We saw a lot of locking up of the brakes. I can't really say that the BMW is going to be great here because you have to be quite hard on the brakes. I would say the front wheel drives may have the advantage here, the likes of the Aventus, and maybe the Alpha. Martin Degala, who's leading the Pro-Am Championship in the Alpha, has a really good chance here to solidify that and take home the Pro-Am Championship. So hopefully the Alpha will be good.
Awesome stuff. Thank you, Aaron. Now, the undulation change as well here at Branch is really quite it's not necessarily extreme, but it's very regular. It's very much a roller coaster type track. It's not flat like Snetterton is at all. Prime example. There we go. Lovely shot there of Paddock Hill Bend. It's one of the corners I really dread because I always get this wrong. Slightly negative camber, really sudden drop, and the apex is almost blind as you're coming into the braking zone. So it's a very, very tricky corner to get right now. Qualifying, as you can see, for race 1 is done. 9 drivers take the grid. 10 drivers, beg your pardon, take the grid. 2 S broadcasters, so you can ignore those at the back. And so Trev Hummer has taken the top spot. There he is, our Native American. That wasn't the sentence I was aiming for, but I'll stick with it anyway. He's certainly been called worse. With the milker-coloured Alpha next to him are Martin Degala, Mark Holmes, Chris Fisher take on row 2. Stefan Geigu and Sieben Stoll, row 3. Steve Hilton and Alistair Pollock. Glad to see Alistair on the grid following his issues. Oh, we have an 11th driver that's just appeared. So that's Steve Hilton and Alistair Pollock take on row 4. Van Binsbergen, I think that is, and Adam Bent. Adam, a late joiner to the session on row 5, and El Molnar. That's a name. I feel like I should know that name, and it's completely left me who that is. Jump to that one, would you, Steve, please? Steve Proudly, in control of our cameras as always. Glad to have his excellent support on. But who is car number 33? Not 100% certain.
He's a wild card entry. Just a big question mark.
Yeah. There's Jan van Binsbergen, Dutch contingent from in the number 22 Alfa Romeo. Can you jump to car number 33 in 11th position, please, Mr. Proudly? So we get to Lorenzo Molnar. Yes, I knew I'd recognise the name. We have seen him racing in this series before. Or I've certainly seen him in SSR races before. Yes, I knew I'd recognise the name and it completely left me. Forgive me, Lorenzo. You can batter me with a stick later. So he has the 3rd Alpha. I think I have a feeling he wasn't in qualifying, which is why he's starting from the back. But this man is certainly looking to overhaul that very small points deficit. 4 points is all he is behind the Degala Alfa Romeo, with Mark Holmes. Needs a bit of luck on his side, but he is there and ready to go. There we go. The Shumi get well soon. Very much agree with that particular sentiment. I salute you, sir. Martin Degala, he had a tangle with, was it Mark Holmes? He had a tangle with it. Yes, it was him and Mark Holmes that tangled at Okayama, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. What's really interesting about the top 3, though, is they're all in championship contention here. Interestingly enough, Hummer, like you said, is 4 points, 4 points, I think, behind Degala in the championship, but it's 5 points for difference between each position, so everything's worth fighting for between these top 3.
Absolutely. So we're not going to be seeing anything left on the table. They're only 15-minute sprint races anyway, so anyone not familiar with the setup of the VTCC, never mind, I'll explain it later, because we're going to get underway. Lights are on, ready for race number 1, and we are away. It's a bit of a steady start from Trev. Cuts off Martin Degala, successfully gets across. Mark Holmes has had a really good start, trying to actually push his way through on the inside line. Can't do it in the events, has to hold on. At the moment, looking further down, there's our late joiner, Lorenzo Molnar. Looks like everybody is survived. Whoa, that's a very deep run. I think that's Chris Fisher. Oh, I spoke too soon. Sebring Stoll facing the wrong way gives Lorenzo Molnar a big old punch in the face. Oh dear, oh dear. Trouble for those in the back, but look at this. Is this not what we love from Turcos? Wow, Trev Hummer, a cracking start as he's come out of Graham Hill Bend through Surtees. That's also a very, very difficult corner. Very easy to introduce yourself to the gravel trap as Jan van Binsbergen almost runs into the back of Steve Hilton, coming through that very turn. Now going through Pilgrim's Drop, heading towards Hawthorne. Martin Degala is fending off Mark Holmes as best he can. Adam Bent has just swapped position with Lorenzo Molnar following his... well, he's having an argument for 9th position now. Look at Trev Hummer, 1.5 seconds to the good already.
Yeah, this is a fantastic start. We do have to bear in mind there will be insect success ballast, you know, based on their finishing positions. But what a fantastic start! Look at that, multiple car lengths ahead. And I just have to put a little bit of pitch out there for Alistair Pollock in 6th place. Didn't see a lot of him at Okayama. Really struggled in the Ford, but he's in 6th place, and a top 5 finish would be perfect for the guy in the Ford.
Absolutely. You know, coming from, like exactly as you say, technical trouble to being a solid midfield. That's Steve Hilton side by side with Jan van Binsbergen. Lovely effort there. That got a bit dicey. The Alfa Romeo fending off the advances of the Audi, but it's the Alfa that comes out on top. Stefan Guygud side by side and now ahead of Chris Fisher, and we see Mark Holmes having an argument with Martin de Gala. Just at the bottom of the shot, Hilton and Van Binsbergen. That's a really tricky name to say quickly. Having their own argument for 7th position. Look at this. Trev Hummer is gone. There he is. He's checked out up front. Great effort there. Go Milka Power as Sebastian de Tollenaer in chat. I think you were the one that mentioned it last time out, if memory serves. Look at that. This is playing perfectly into Trev Hummer's hands, but exactly as you say, Aaron, they will have success ballast based on their finishing results for races 2 and 3. So we will see, or will potentially see, a change in the pecking order. We will see as we head now down, starting to come downhill again towards, going through Dingledale, heading towards Sheens. That's a very blind apex there. That camera doesn't do it any justice. Oh, that, however, is what tends to happen as we see, I think it was Stefan Guy flying off the road. That's a shame, all the way up to 4th, and then just one mistake down the Sheens. I've been off at that point many times, doing exactly that, pushing too hard on that blind apex. The car doesn't want to stick, and you're off into the dust, but he rejoins in 7th place.
Yeah, what a fantastic start though from Trev Hummer. Martin de Gala in 2nd place though. These two guys battling 2nd and 3rd, de Gala and Holmes. These are old rivalries reborn. At Okayama, they were getting in each other's way really, and they cost each other a couple of places, and it got quite frustrated between the two. This looks relatively clean. I have seen though Holmes flashing the lights to see if to break the will of Martin de Gala. It's not worked, and it looks like de Gala is starting to stretch away a bit.
I think Mark may have been a little bit slow coming out of Druids. It looked okay from this camera angle, but he has definitely lost a tenth or two to the Milka-powered Alfa Romeo of de Gala, although I think Martin de Gala was a little bit cautious going through Surtees. Slightly further back, that's Stefan Guy fending off the advances of Jan Binsbergen. Coming through that same corner, now Pilgrim's Drop. Can the Alfa Romeo overhaul the Audi again? There at the bottom of the shot is, I think that was Alistair Pollock actually in the Ford, up to 5th position. Great to see him doing well in the Ford. Geigo at the moment. Oh, that's not how you say it. You might be in trouble for taking Westfield like that. Moving on.
And that's one of the, he's really highlighting one of the problems here at Brands Hatch is track position is key, but it's almost blind in some corners, so you've really got to get the measure of the track, measure of the car, but you can't see where you're going, so it is very difficult, and if you don't have that confidence then you will struggle for lap times.
Completely. Adam Bent, sadly, usually found in the commentary box, particularly for the Pro-Am contingent, opted to join the race tonight, but he has never mind about that, Mark Holmes. My goodness, how did you slow that down? I did not think he'd make the apex, but a big move on the inside line of Martin de Gala. Now the Alfa tried to turn in, but he just couldn't. Mark had already committed to the line. It was a fair move, although that he's had a bit of a compromised line through Graham Hill Bend. Now the Alfa Romeo on the inside line coming into Surtees. Can he hold it, or will the Toyota have the momentum on the outside? Still side by side now. So when they're coming up through Pilgrim's Drop, Mark Holmes going to have the inside line coming towards Hawthorne. Can he get to the racing line? No, he's going to have a compromised line through the fast right-hander. The Alfa Romeo can't get to the racing line either. They're now going to switch positions. The Alfa Romeo is going to have the inside line. Chris Fisher is having a look at this, probably licking his lips, wanting to get involved in it. But Mark Holmes just about fends off the number 488 Alfa Romeo. Great stuff.
That was fantastic there. Great awareness from both drivers. And it has to be said that Holmes, he was trying to get on that racing line. And it must have been the radar in his car because he was moving back, left and right, trying to get in front of Martin Degala. Wasn't meant to be, but he's still running that tight line, that compromise line, as he goes back out towards the racing line. He's clear at the moment. I think he's got a nice big gap now and he can focus on catching Trev Hummer, who's taking this race by storm.
7.7 seconds to the good for the American out in car number 404. Very nicely done. Tiny bit of breathing space now for Mark Holmes as he continues to try and fend off the advances of Martin Degala. There is our race leader. You can't even see these two in the same camera shots as Trev Hummer. Trev has done exactly what he needed to do. Ooh, that was a bit late trying to straighten up there for Martin Degala, but he's made that one work. Chris Fisher, he's looming just a second behind. Ooh, in the second of the Fisher Motorsports Toyotas. Can't quite see Alistair Pollock. Now the battle here, this is a battle for 7. Stefan Geigu and Jan van Binsbergen still carrying on. There we go, you get out the shot there was Steve Hilton. So that's about, 2.4 seconds between these. Oh, that's very easy to do, but that's going to cost you a lot of time. Well, hell, not sending that one into the wall. Now, because Jan had gone too deep into Surtees, you carried that mistake a very, very long way. As we cut back to the battle for second position, Mark Holmes still fending off Martin Degala. They're building the gap back with Chris Fisher now. It's nearly 2 seconds between these two and the next Toyota in line. There is Chris Fisher. So even though they're really hustling each other hard, they are not costing each other time yet, or not costing each other any more time than they have done leading up to now.
Yeah, and you've got to bear in mind as well that Holmes is 16 points behind Trev Hummer. He is, 16 points behind. No, it is Trev Hummer. Is it?
Oh, no, bigger button. Yeah, he's 16 behind Trev. Yes, correct.
Yeah, and he's so close. I mean, he's gaining a 5-point advantage here, and with 3 races to go, if he keeps this up, it's still not going to be enough. He's going to have to do something that involves beating Trev Hummer, which seems very unlikely at this point, as he's exceeded another second in that last lap. He's now up to 8.6 seconds difference between Holmes and Hummer, and it looks like Degala is starting to wind it up here a little bit. Definitely more confident as the chaser.
Certainly seems to be, and it is. It's costing Holmes time against Trev Hummer. Trev is just in the groove. He is long gone. But there's Chris Fisher. He's just really struggling to maintain the pace of the two ahead of him. That is amazing stuff from Holmes and Degala at the moment. Now, coming through, Hawthorne Bend, fast right-hander, heading towards, down the Derek Minter Straight, down into Westfield Bend. This is where we saw it was Steve Hilton making a, shall we say, exploratory at the inside line. Dingled out, now into Sheens. Very blind right-hand apex, as mentioned. Very easy to fly off the road. Down now towards Sterling's. One of my favourite corners, bank left-hander. It's almost tempting to just chuck it in too hard because it's banked, the car just grips really nicely. But if it spits you out rather nastily, the wall will await you with loving arms. Great lap then from Holmes. He's built up it's probably the biggest gap he's had all night to Degala, around about 0.6 of a second. There is Steve Hilton, who, as mentioned, took that exploratory line through Westfield Bend earlier on. He's closing in on Alistair Pollock in the Ford. He's having a much stronger race this week, up into 5th position now for the solo represented Ford. So a potential battle for him there. Looks like he's closed that gap to within a second, so we are looking at a battle for 5th position, hopefully before the checkered flag falls.
Yeah, this is a battle that may start to explode. It does look like he's catching them up. Steve Hilton, very good in the mid-pack. He's had a very strong start to this race. But Alistair Pollock, we didn't see his potential at Okayama, I don't think. And as you said, with hardware issues, it's very difficult to get the measure of someone's driver skill when they're having those kind of issues. But it doesn't look like that now, and he's driving really, really strong.
I've been corrected on the pronunciation of Mr. Van Binsbergen. It's Jari Van Binsbergen. I've been saying Jan all night. My apologies. It's something I do try and make an effort to get right. I'm very keen on getting drivers' identities correct, so consider my wrist slap for that one. It's Jari Van Binsbergen in 7th position in the 22. Degala is starting to close back in again on Mark Holmes. Saying that it looks closer, the timing reckons is around about 0.7 of a second. Thought it looked a bit closer than that, in fairness. But onwards they go then. Mark Holmes, again, lovely exit through Clark and down Brabham Straight again. That's building up to nearly a second between the two. The laps, look at that. That's good, half a second quicker for Mark Holmes now. My goodness, he's certainly found the groove of Brands.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm one of those people when it comes to hot lapping Brands. Paddock Hill bend. Oh, that's a huge off. Sorry there. Alistair Pollock completely missing the driving line through Paddock Hill bend there. So easy to do, and there's only one place you're going to end up, and that's building sandcastles in the sandpit. So the other fact that he's lost one position, very, very minor. Plenty of space behind him, and I wonder if he can get himself together and try and challenge Steve Hilton. But a 6th place would still do him nicely.
Yep, a gravel trap I've been into many, many times, unfortunately. The picture-in-picture is showing Trev Hammer is putting a lap on. That'll be Adam Bent, assumedly. So again, just goes to show how well Trev is doing, how much others have struggled. That will be Adam Bent. That's just been lapped. And Mr. Molnar, we have lost Lorenzo Molnar. Now, I did see he'd gone off-road just before he went into the pits. As Martin de Gallis, he's really strong in that second. Oh no, that's Holmes. He's gone off for Surtees. I was just about to say that de Gallis, he's really strong in that middle section, and Mark Holmes has thrown it all away from being a second in front to now being a second behind.
That was so easy to do. You were talking about that earlier on, though. It's so easy to throw your car in, and I would agree with you if you're in a rear-wheel drive car. But you've really got to be careful of the throttle application when you're exiting that corner, because it will just spit you out into the sand trap. Now, whether he's got sand in his tyres, a bit of dirt, is he going to have that traction he needs, that grip that he needs to catch the Gullah back up? We'll see. He's 2 seconds behind, and he's only got 5 minutes left. I don't know if he's going to be able to catch him back up.
Oh, I mean, he does look like he's had the pace advantage, but he's really going to have to press hard now to close in on de Gala. And de Gala knows all he has to do is just follow his line, doesn't have to do anything silly. Unless Trev ever falls off the road, I mean no disrespect, but Martin de Gala is not likely to close in 11.5 seconds in 5 minutes. So he just needs to hang on now to that second position, just needs to follow his line. 2.5 seconds for Mr. Holmes. Has he pushed too hard? Are those tyres completely ruined? It would seem to be, because he hasn't found that groove again. Oh, that would be Adam Bent's car we've just seen. Oops, there we go. It's Chris Fisher wandering a bit too wide. So both of the Fisher Toyotas are struggling a little bit. There's Steve Hilton now up to 5th position, as we saw Alistair Pollock have his trouble fly off the road earlier on. So Steve Hilton now minding his own business. The field's spread out a little bit at this stage, but with only 4.5 minutes to go of the first race. As a reminder, there's 3 races in each lobby, so we're going to be covering all 6 races tonight. 3 for the Pro-Ams and 3 for the Pros, until all the championships are tied up. There is Jari van Binsbergen taking a bit of a cut Sheen a bit tight there, I thought, as we just saw the colourful Audi. There he is, of Sebring Stoll. A little bit cautious coming through Surtees. Oh no, that's Stefan Geigo going for an Explore. And that's not the first time we've seen someone out in that particular gravel trap over at Sheen's. So there's people still struggling out there. There is Adam Bent. Representing the commentators, is struggling a little bit, but by his own admission, he hasn't practiced for tonight. So to be fair to him, he has literally just jumped in and got on with it, which is much more difficult to do than it seems. There is Martin de Gallo now, 3.3 seconds to the good. Yeah, I think Mark Holmes just pushed his tyres a bit too hard. Now he doesn't seem to have an answer for the Milka-powered Alpha.
Yeah, great strategy really from Martin de Gala. He did make a few mistakes, and sometimes I feel like when he's leading a battle, he does look shaky, kind of driving in the rearview mirror. But once he became that chaser, he started to find the groove, work out what his opponents are doing, how they're driving, and it kind of sets you up how to take Brands Hatch, especially when you're a bit nervous. So you get into that routine of sequences, because it's just a bunch of sequences at the end of the day, and he's absolutely nailed it. So fair play to Martin de Gala. He definitely deserves his second spot.
I thought we'd lost Jari van Binsbergen there, but no, he just had a lag moment there. So if he disappears from the server, he will show us DNF, and then he will reappear again in his original position. There's our race leader, in case you've forgotten who it is. Trev Hermer for AJR Motorsport. Nearly 12 seconds to the good now. Can just really coast. Couple of laps to go then. Just shy of 3 minutes left on the clock. And wow, it's been absolutely flawless. It's really good to see that Trevor's had a real opportunity to shine, because he's obviously had good luck, because he's still in championship contention, but last week just really hitting quite hard. He had a fairly decent run in the third race. He even was challenging some of the pros for a while. But on he goes, nonetheless, just doing his own thing now, has nothing to worry about, which sometimes can be, it can be easy to take your eye off the ball and fly off the road. I've done that myself. I haven't led particularly well, although I have won here, but I fought my way up to the top. So championship update, I've also just noticed. As things stand, so if the race were to finish as it is now, Trev Hummer would take the championship lead by 2 points from Degala and 17 points back for Mark Holmes. So obviously puts his position not mathematically impossible, but would need a lot of luck with the success ballast in race number 2.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. I mean, like 11 seconds is a huge amount, in terms of distance over such a short period of time. But in overall, it's 2 points difference. So, and if you're Degala, you're looking at this and you're thinking, wow, he's absolutely flying here, Brands Hatch. What can I do to ensure I win the championship? And you've got to be thinking, he's got to be leading that race. He's got to make that early move if he can. I mean, Trev Hummer was away by 2 seconds, I think, by the time lap 1 ended. So he doesn't really have that much time to do it, but Degala has got to really drive out of his comfort zone, think outside the box if he wants to keep Hummer in check.
True, but we saw how much of a difference the success ballast made last time out at Okayama. That really highlighted the effect that having that extra weight makes. So that could well make the big difference. It might make absolutely no difference whatsoever because Trev Hummer has what would seem to be such a big pace advantage. Now, yeah, a lot of his gap was built up whilst Martin Degala and Mark Holmes were fighting over that position, but since that battle for second has been pretty much resolved, that gap has continued to increase. So Trev Hummer is really in the groove tonight as we jump to Alistair Pollock, who's closed back in. Keeps Surtees under control. He's closed back in on Steve Hilton. So there is a battle for fifth. Now, it was the other way around when I originally made that particular proclamation until Alistair sadly flew off the road. But still a strong performance from Alistair then for Nova in the number 18 Fiesta. Oh, steady, just as we say that he flies off the road. Is Trav going to slow down and beat the clock? Thought he would. He slowed down to take the flag there. So your winner for race number 1, big old donut there, is Trev Hummer in the 4:04. Second, Martin Degala. I did wonder whether Trev would slow down because he was going to beat him by about 2 seconds if he carried on. Mark Holmes comes over the line in third. Chris Fisher will take fourth position in the next Toyota. Lead Audi over the line is going to be Steve Hilton. But the battle, look at that. Oh, Alistair Pollock would have loved an extra lap to try and overhaul Steve Hilton, but it's not going to be. So Hilton takes fifth, Pollock in sixth, Jari van Binsbergen just about fends off Sebring Stoll for seventh place. Adam Bent has already crossed the line a lap down. And Stefan Gaigu is going to cross the line a distant ninth position. Oh, he struggled there at Sterling's again. Lovely stationary camera. So there, race number 1 for the Pro-Ams is done. Trev Hummer taking top honours. And I really do hope we get a chance to have a chat to him as we will head over to our Pro contingent very shortly. So we're now going to have the first race for the Pros. We've had first race for the Pro-Ams. It's going to be the turn of the Pros fairly shortly. Their qualifying will have is either just about or will have just concluded. We'll have a few minutes to have a chat with our drivers from race number 1 for the Pro-Ams before we head over there. And then we'll talk about the effects of that for race 2. We mentioned the ballast. The grid is formed from the race results of race 1, but with success ballast of up to 60 kilos or 65 kilos for the race winner, and then 5 kilos down from that for second and onwards. So the further down the field you finish, the lighter or the less success ballast you have. So it stops, hopefully, the first person running off with all the silverware, but we will see. Trev Hummer may well still be used to having someone, the equivalent of a small person in the back of the car. He may well be used to that. We will see. No one's made them. Oh, yes, they have. We have got race 1 winner Trev Hummer in the ready to interview box. Let's drag him in. And there he is, car number 404, Trev Hummer. You must be pretty happy with that. What a performance.
That's not what I was expecting.
My God, I mean, it looked a bit of a steady start to begin with, and then you just checked out.
The start was really good. I knew I had to defend from Drugo into turn 1 and into the hairpin. after that, I knew I could run, and yeah, I just had really confidence in the car. It never really wanted to go on me, and that allowed me to do what I did.
So with the success ballast you're now going to have, you're of course going to have quite a bit of weight in there. Is that a concern? Is that something you've practiced? What are your
It's not
thoughts?
something I'll practice it during the break, but it's never been a huge concern for me. My concern has always been getting a good start on race 1 and working my way up through the field in race 3.
Awesome stuff. Confident heading forward. Glad to hear it. We wish you the best of luck. Thank you very much, Trev Hammer.
Thank you.
We have also got ready to speak to us as we have cut to the grid being formed for the pro lobby. We'll have a chat about them very shortly as they are going to form the grid. There we go. Have a quick chat with third place finisher Mark Holmes.
Hello.
What a race. Well, you had a lot to do. Again, fending off the Milka-powered Alfa Romeo. With the tyres completely mullered by the end.
Yeah, I did notice a drop-off towards the end. I was actually keeping on my lap times. I was quite impressed with the consistency I managed to have when the tyres did start to drop off. But as soon as I had my off moment that let Martin past, I don't know whether it was dirty tyres that just maybe kept spinning them up or what have you, but I noticed a drop-off right after that point. So once Martin got past me, I couldn't do anything to get past.
So then, bit more weight, but not as much as those around you for race 2. You confident you can make up the difference?
We'll have to wait and see. I mean, Martin and I were trading lap for lap, almost identical throughout the entire thing. So hopefully, a little bit of weight difference helps me out. I'd like to think I'm quite consistent off the line. So maybe this time, try and hug the inside, maybe get a move through on T1. But we'll have to wait and see.
You very nearly did that on race 1, and we wish you the best of luck for the remaining races of the night. Thank you very much, Mark Holmes.
Thank you.
As we head to the grid then for the pro lobby before they get out of the way, it's Tom O'Farron and Johnny Seville up front, and Miles Dixon and Aaron Large. Wow, did those Pulse boys put on a show last time out at Okayama. Regan Mitchell and Roy DeGrassi in row 3. Then it is Martin and David Wrestle, row 4. Cohen de Groot and Mark Pimlott, row 5. David Moll and Adam Saunders, I've forgotten his name again. God, what is it with my memory and those at the back of the field? Oh, it's a BMW up front. What a surprise. It was Tom O'Farrell that was pretty hot off the line last time. But those Pulse boys were unbelievably quick. Do you reckon we're going to see the same again, Aaron?
Absolutely. I mean, even, just going back to the championship points of pro, I mean, Johnny Seville is leading by 2 points over Adam DeBosi, who's not here, but his next contender is Roy Grassi. And as you can see, Roy Grassi starting in 6th place. So Grassi, a lot of work to do. And I kind of feel like last time we saw Dixon and Seville just kind of toying with each other, especially in the interviews. They didn't want to get in each other's way, but they definitely wanted to race each other. So I kind of feel like we're going to see the same thing here at Brands Hatch.
Indeed, no Adam DeBosi. So it is between Johnny Seville and Roy Grassi for top honours in pro. And I have, yeah, exactly as you say, Aaron. I reckon Miles Dixon's going to be a bit less restrained if Roy Grassi is behind them. That is what I reckon is going to happen. But we will see. We will see. I'm going to also be curious on how well that BMW does on the run up to Paddock Hill Bend. We saw just how bonkers fast it was off the line last time out. Here we go. Lights come on for race number 1 for the pro lobby. Who is going to be bravest on the brakes? Let us see. It is time to wind them up and let them. Oh, it's a big old hold. It's a go. And yet again, the BMW just runs off the line. Lovely back shot camera on the right-hand side from Tom O'Farrell's car. And it's just left everyone for dead. Seville ahead of Dixon coming through Paddock Hill Bend. Mitchell has gone, Regan Mitchell has gone ahead of Aaron Large for 4th position. Those bright red lights from Miles Dixon, clear for all to see. There's Johnny Seville is not got his lights on at all. He's concentrating on the BMW head. Well, he doesn't particularly need to. All he needs to worry about is Roy Grassi behind, who seemed to start around about 6th position last time and made his way a little bit through the field, particularly in race 2 and 3, I seem to recall. Last time out, he did really well. Race 1 wasn't quite his way, but he's in 6th at the moment. Then it is Martin and David Wrestle for 7th and 8th position. Lots of side by side, lots of weaving going on. As the field looks like everybody's made it so far so good, as we now come to... Whoa, side by side going on as Miles Dixon fending off Regan Mitchell. Still side by side now, going down towards Westfield. Who's going to win out? Can Pulse, and the rear gunner of Pulse, which is again Miles Dixon, as he was last time out, fend off the advance of Regan Mitchell in the no, I was going to say the lone Honda, but no, not quite. Look at what that's giving Johnny Seville. It's a brilliant opportunity for him to chase off after Tom O'Farrell, which is exactly what he needed for the championship position. Well, certainly going to help his championship campaign. Still side by side, Regan Mitchell, Miles Dixon. Regan had the momentum coming down into Clark. Can't quite hold it though, as Miles Dixon in the Paul Simsport Audi has managed to nose back ahead. Here comes Aaron Large. He really was in the mix here as well last time out, and he looks to be again. Great stuff from our top pro contingent. Roy Grassley fending off David Wrestle as well. Oh, was that a bit of a lock up at the bottom of the shot? Didn't quite see. Regan Mitchell has managed to get, is fending off Aaron Large. Look at this. Johnny Seville has overcome the starting advantage of the BMW. Is now right on Tom O'Farrell's case.
What a fantastic start to this race. Wow, I mean, since Hawthorns, Regan Mitchell and was it Miles Dixon were side by side there, giving absolute respect to each other. Didn't even bump once. There was no fender benders involved in that, and it's fantastic to see that.
Challenge for the lead. Johnny Seville going to the outside line. Tom O'Farrell staying to the inside. Can the Audi run round on the outside line? Very difficult to do. Both of them giving equal racing room. He's managed to nose ahead, getting into Westfield. Can he hold it? Bit of a lock up there for John Seville. Tom O'Farrell still got the inside line. Can he make advantage of it? Ooh, again, still lots of racing room. Really hard to go side by side this long. It's hard to go side by side anywhere in Brands Hatch. The Tom O'Farrell, bit of a tiny nudge, but manages to hold it, but that's decimated the gap that Miles Dixon had built up for Seville. Still side by side. That's almost the entire lap. The BMW and the Audi were side by side, but Tom O'Farrell has managed to hold it just about. Now Johnny Seville mounting a fresh attack. Here comes Dixon to get involved. Aaron Large is now looking at, beg your pardon, there's Regan Mitchell. They've left the rest of the pack behind. Roy Grassley. Where the hell did Aaron Large go? He's down to 7th. Oh, Farrell and Seville. How dare I look at the tower, because these two are still fighting on. Big red lights again from Miles Dixon, just to remind me of the top two. Yes, I'm here. Get on with it. I built up this lead and you've just ruined it. My goodness me, my voice is dying, but what a way for it to go.
This is a fantastic start though. And that is crazy. He's gone really, really wide. He's going to let him through. Just no challenge there. But he's also going to look out for the other Paul Simsport driver there. Regan Mitchell looking thirsty as well. Drive back, and it's a four-car trainer. Look at that. And I think that's Angus.
That's coming to Groot in the picture-in-picture. Angus Martin's gone off somewhere. I think they've had their own little tete-a-tete somewhere. As Saunders and David Moll swapping round. Oh, here we go again. There's Dixon fending off Regan Mitchell. So Dixon's not attacking Tom O'Farrell too much at the moment. He's more interested in keeping the chasing Honda behind him. As David Moore's gone off the road. You can see his name highlighted in red on the tower there. That means he's gone off the road somewhere. That's going to drop him behind Cohen Degree. As we see the picture-in-picture, that's the battle for 8th position. I thought. Oh, that's where Mull was. So that stationary camera just catching the, catching the cars that were coming past. So still, Seville leading O'Farrell now, starting to build a bit of a gap. Miles Dixon, is he going to? I would imagine Miles Dixon is probably going to challenge the BMW, because yet again it looks like Miles Dixon's got a great pace here, but he's got his mirrors full of Regan Mitchell.
Yeah, I feel really bad, because I feel like if we'd have had Regan Mitchell, there at Okayama last round, it would have been a hell of a scrap, and he was definitely in championship contention. Right now though, he's way down in 7th place, 57 points behind, and even though this is a spectacular show of racing, it's going to be I think it's almost impossible for him to take the championship tonight.
I would imagine it probably is. Oh my goodness. I'm only just catching my breath from that first series of laps. And the gaps aren't huge right until you get to those that have had trouble. So Cohen Degree, Angus Martin, David Moll at the tail end of the field. So Seville in the Audi for Paul Simsport, leading the way. His championship challenge being maximised here. Oh, has he gone a little bit deep there at Westfield? No, I think he's just about to get that one on. Half a second behind is the pole man of Tom O'Farrell in the BMW, keeping the number 97 under pressure. 1.6 seconds back or so is Miles Dixon, the second of the Pulse Sim Sport Audis, keeping Regan Mitchell in the lead Honda at bay. Then not too far behind there, the one that's just set the fastest lap is Roy Grassi. He did it again. He's done it again. He's sort of really got into his stride in the latter part of the race. He could well gain a few positions before the checkered flag falls. But Johnny Seville, is he stretching his legs? Well, he's just taken the fastest lap, so yes, I would say he's stretching his legs now.
I mean, only by a tenth though, Chris. Did you see Tor Poznan? He's pushing so hard he got up on 2 wheels coming out the last corner. He is pushing incredibly hard. That Audi of Johnny Seville looks to have the advantage in the first 2 sectors, but as soon as they get to Hawthorne, it's all BMW is able to maintain such a higher speed through those kind of 90-degree high-speed bends, and that's where he's really pushing the car. It's amazing to see.
Style points. Yeah, we'll give him that. It's not going to help his championship.
We'll award him extra points.
Why not? Why not? It's the last race of the season. Let's bend the rules slightly. Just don't let our founder and organizer Toby Owen hear that one. So down toward Hawthorne again. It's just 0.6 of a second. So Johnny Seville, exactly as you said, Aaron, is utilising the extra advantage he's got in the earlier part of the lap. Then right behind, we just saw at the top of the shot, Miles Dixon, Regan Mitchell continuing their fight for third position. There is Roy Grassi, who's trying to chase off after the top spots. Can't close in just yet on the top 3, but not defending too hard from Aaron Large, who's fallen a little bit off the pace. This is that stationary camera again, just to show how close the top 2 are. And again, there's the advantage of the BMW closing that gap in again. Is there going to be a challenge for the lead coming down towards Paddock Hill then? The Audi cutting off the inside line, flash of the lines, you can do that. I doubt you go. Whoa! Struth, Johnny Seville taking the racing line, but Tom O'Farrell making a late dive. Well, that's onto the BMW. Well held, sir. Sign that man up to the cricket team. That was a great catch. He's got the inside line for Druids. Can he hold it? Not quite. Johnny Seville's got the momentum. He's going to have the inside line when they come back down the hill for Graham Mill Bend, and just, and only just, Johnny Seville hangs on to the lead.
Well, this is the ideal place for him to make a challenge. Tom O'Farrell, he knows it. The first sector, look at that, just flashing lights. I think he needs to take his thumb off that button and just control basically concentrate on the driver ahead. But it's fantastic the way that BMW just nips into a drift and he's able to counter steer it back out and just find that grip out of nowhere. Fantastic from O'Farrell.
He can't, like you say, he can't concentrate too hard on the one ahead because he's got that battle behind him. Regan Mitchell getting twitchy behind Miles Dixon. That's the picture-in-picture. The battle for... Oh, as Regan's gone a tiny bit too deep. Still flashing the lights from Tom O'Farrell. I think that's just a distraction technique. I'm not a fan of that, personally. But this is where Tom has been really strong. That third sector has been the advantage of the BMW. Now nailed to the back of the Audi. Surely this is a great opportunity for Tom O'Farrell to challenge for the lead. We've actually got the same picture for the main screen and the picture-in-picture for a moment there. Here we go. Tom O'Farrell tries to get to the inside line. Get a good run from out of Clark Curve. Can't quite get alongside the Audi yet again. Tries to dive on the inside line. No, can't hold that one either. Coming down into it's sliding again. But the BMW can't even finish sentences. There's so much action going on. It's a good problem to have. Big move on the inside of Druids. Now he has nosed ahead of the Audi. Can he maintain that coming down the hill? No, because Johnny Seville is going to have the inside line coming down into Graham Hill Bend again.
This is the thing, I kind of feel like there O'Farrell was a bit aggressive on the inside line into turn 2. It let Johnny Seville back pass. He knows that he's got the pace over Seville right now, and I kind of feel this is the first time Seville's been really challenged by any other driver apart from his Paul Simsport teammate Miles Dixon, who is in third, who is also fighting for his life from Regan Mitchell, who's less than a second behind.
Oh, side by side coming up into Hawthorne. Couldn't quite hold that one though, as Johnny Seville had the inside line. Here comes Dixon. We saw a lovely moment there from the right side camera. Oh, as forced to the outside line. Oh, he's on the grass. Can Miles Dixon get on the inside? Not quite. I cannot finish sentences quick enough. The action is changing so hard. Don't flash your light. Ignore the blooming flashlight button. It's not helping you. Oh my goodness, Miles Dixon now is pushing the BMW. They are so close. Regan Mitchell's like, come on then, you all come together and I'll have the win. My goodness me, still no change at the top 3. Johnny Seville fending off Tom O'Farrell. Miles Dixon is hustling that BMW hard. I love the fact that when we were looking at the side camera on the BMW coming out of Surtees, the tyres look bright red. They're not hot. That's Miles Dixon's license. He's had a great run coming out of Paddock Bend. Now he's going to go for the outside line coming into Druids. He wants the inside line for Graham Hill Bend. Oh no, bounces off of the Audi but manages to hold it, but that's compromised his line coming down into Graham Hill Bend.
That was crazy. He tried something new and inventive, went for the outside. He's going to get dived on the inside. No, he holds off. That was great decision making there from Miles Dixon. Ringside seats though, Regan Mitchell just sitting back and forth, waiting for a nuclear explosion to happen between the top three, and he'll take any positions he's given.
Oh, Miles Dixon's realised he's there. He's cut off the charging Honda. Oh, wow, that was late from Regan Mitchell. He committed to that inside line and nudges Miles Dixon off into oblivion. Oh, dear, I don't think he'll be very happy about that. Roy Grassi and Aaron Large right behind them, continuing their fight. That's freed Tom O'Farrell to continue his pressure on Johnny Seville for the win. My goodness me, championship or no, he doesn't care. He wants that top spot, and rightly so. He's hustling hard for it as the Audi is slightly out of shape. Coming through Sterling's. Surely, I've said this several times, surely it's an opportunity for Tom O'Farrell to retake the lead, but somehow Johnny Seville just defends exactly where he needs to. 2 wheels for both of them coming through Clark. Oh my God, this is absolutely incredible. This is what the VTCC is all about.
Yeah, fantastic action here between everybody, but what we're focusing on here is the top 3 see picking picture. I think that's Roy Grassi, I believe, and Aaron Large going at it as well. So those 2 guys are battling away. That's Roy Grassi, who is trying to fight for the championship. He's not near the top, but he's having a great battle by himself.
Now with Miles being shoved wide rather unceremoniously, that's actually put him in the clutches of Roy Grassi and Aaron Large, who Roy has been fending off all race long. But that's what the picture-in-picture battle is, as mentioned. Though we are still focusing on the battle for the lead. 5 and a bit minutes to go. And Johnny Seville is willing that checkered flag to come out because Tom O'Farrell is not giving a quarter at all. Regan Mitchell is just wanting that, like you said earlier, and he's wanting that nuclear explosion to go off. But we've seen Miles Dixon fall behind the pack and close it back down with godlike speed. And I have no doubt he's going to try the same again. Tom O'Farrell sliding his car through Westfield.
Mistake!
Oh, a mistake from Seville, and that's been the BMW right in his case. Oh my goodness me! I think it may have been slightly avoiding action from Tom O'Farrell. He cut the apex there, or looked like it from that camera. He's gone too deep! He's spun! Oh, wow! As Regan Mitchell just about avoids the spinning BMW. Oh, Tom O'Farrell! Oh, you don't want to see it, but he was pushing so hard that something was going to happen at some point. And sadly, he's fallen all the way down to 7th.
I mean, the question I would love to ask is how much rubber he's got left on those rear tyres. Because the last, maybe, I don't know, 8 times I've gone through Paddock Bend, he has been sideways. The smoke has been billowing from those rear tyres ever since green light. So I was really, he's been keeping it on that edge for so long. Something, like say, something had to give, and it was his tyres.
Yeah, to answer the question, I dare say it's not much. As we now see Roy Grassi now up into 4th place. Because of the fall of Tom O'Farrell. You just see coming into the shot at the top there. So he's still fending off Aaron Large. Miles Dixon probably isn't really too interested in trying to keep Roy Grassi behind. He's got a gap of about 8/10 back to the Audi. He's got 2.4 seconds ahead of him with 3.5 minutes to go to Regan Mitchell, who's not in the championship fight. So Miles Dixon may well not opt to push too hard and just keep it on the road and bring it home for Pulse Sims. Well, we will see what he chooses to do. Roy Grassi doesn't have that luxury, however. There is Tom O'Farrell now on the back of David Wessel in the second of the Hondas. Oh, Tom O'Farrell's not wasting any time trying to make up for lost time, but he's going to be forced onto the apex again, going through Sheens. Oh, and well, there you go. That highlights how bad his tyres are. He's just wriggling all over the place. And I would say Tom O'Farrell's race probably isn't going to improve too much from there.
I mean, it is a very tall order as well to try and make it past a driver like David Russell, who was definitely in the thick of it back in the last race at Okayama. Great defensive drive from David Russell. He had mixed results, but his performance was spectacular nonetheless. And for O'Farrell, that would have been a tall order to get round him.
Yes, I think he may have to opt to remain where he is. Still a solid result, but not what he would have wanted, of course. 2.5 minutes to go. Johnny Seville leads Regan Mitchell by 1.5 seconds or so. Miles Dixon is at the front of this particular train we're looking at, so it's going to be a pulse since 1 and 3 at the moment. Pulse are never far from the podium, as we saw last time out, and looking to repeat this time. There is Roy Grassi. I fear he may have to settle for the position he's in, or certainly contend with Aaron Large's position. David Russell keeping Tom O'Farrell company for 6th position, with Mark Pinlock, Angus Martin, Cohen de Groot, Ace Saunders and David Mull rounding out the field. There is Regan Mitchell. Wow, furious flashing of the lights there, it looked like, from Miles Dixon, but I don't quite know who you're flashing your lights at. Maybe you're saying hello to us. Well, hello to you as well, Mr. Dixon. It's Regan Mitchell. I don't know that he's quite got the answer to Jonathan Seville this time. He's going to have to rely on the ballast for race number 2 to hopefully overcome that gap.
Yeah, definitely. And I would really like to know, I mean, like, you can see him pushing hard again. Mr. O'Farrell in the BMW trying to get up the inside of Mr. Russell. He's been doing this all day long, but he just doesn't seem to quite get the exit that he wants down Paddock Hill. What I'd really like to see, though, with only 5 tenths between them, is Roy Grassi making a last-ditch effort to get that 3rd spot off Miles Dixon. That should be a battle we'll be looking at.
Hopefully so. They're all within half a second of one another. Actually, Roy Grassi's closing in a bit on Miles Dixon this time around, as Tom O'Farrell has finally made that move on David Russell for 6th position. There we go. That's the battle we've just been talking about. Less than a minute until the checkered flag falls. Roy Grassi's closing in a bit on Miles Dixon. Miles is a superb driver. We know he's got the ability to defend as well as he goes for the move. We will see what Roy Grassi does in the 168 car. He's got himself a comparatively comfortable gap back to Aaron Large. It's around about 6.5 cents, as you can see on the tower. Ooh, Roy Grassi does look like he's shaping up for a last-ditch effort on Miles Dixon. Where is Johnny Seville in relation to the end of the lap? He's not going to beat the flag from there. He's quick. He's not that quick. Through Sterling's rather, for the last time of this race, heading down towards Clark. No immediate challenge from Regan Mitchell unless he flies off the road here through Clark Curve, which of course he doesn't do. Your winner for the Pro Lobby here in race number 1 at Brands Hatch is Poleston Sport number 97, Johnny Seville. 2nd is Regan Mitchell. 3rd is going to be Miles Dixon, the 2nd of the Poleston Sport cars, fending off the advantage of Roy Grassi behind. Aaron Large 5, just about fended off by Roy Grassi. Tom O'Farrell comes home in 6th, David Russell 7, Mark Pimlock in 8th. Angus Martin comes home in 9th position, with Alex Saunders. All the alphas actually at the tail end of the field, which is a bit of a shame because we know how quick that particular car is. Cohen de Groot, 11. David Moll, the German, having trouble early on. The full send number 33 just coasting home there. He's had enough of race number 1, and he'll have the lightest car for race number 2.
Yeah, that was a fantastic race. I mean, they're both first races. The Pro-Ams, I would say, was I won't say less exciting, but a little bit more, you know, it was more kind of finished before the end of lap 2, you know. Hummer got away. That race, you really didn't know who was going to come away with the win. Paulson's boys again taking the victory. They've done it out of the races that I've seen in the last couple of weeks. They've been taking victories left, right, and centre. I think that's 3 out of 5 races that a Paul Simsport driver has won. Fantastic. They will have to deal with the success bias. And I remember in the interviews they said that the Audis did not respond well to someone sat in the back of their Audis, so to speak. So it's going to be interesting to see how it affects their performance here at Brands Hatch.
Well, we've got several drivers that wanted to come and have a chat to us, so let's drag across the 3rd place finisher, Miles Dixon.
Hello.
Well, yet again we see the glowing red eyes of your car, this time playing more a defensive role, certainly early on for your teammate. Then you call your teammate up again, and then you were in an almighty great scrap for 3rd. Talk us through it from your side.
Oh no, my plan was just to keep everyone behind for Johnny today. So that's the main plan. So I caught up to him and then I tried to keep up to him and Tom, was it, in the BM? Mm-hmm. And then Regan was behind, so he managed to get through. So my plan was just to keep Roy behind.
Yeah, which you most certainly did. I mean, you were rather you did look like you had a bit of a punch in the face from Regan Mitchell as he came past.
Yeah.
Up there at Hawthorns. But I mean, do you think you would have had the pace to challenge Johnny again? I mean, that was certainly the intent last time around. But we did wonder whether you two were just going to have an absolute scrap this time.
I think for race three we will.
Good man. That's what we want to see.
Yeah, we'll give it a try, race 3.
So, how is the ballast going to feel this time? Pretty heavy, probably.
Yeah, because the tires die after about 5-10 minutes already. So the last 8 minutes you're just understeer. So, yeah.
Best of luck for race number 2, and thank you very much, Miles Dixon. Right, we're going to have to be very quick when we speak to our other two because we're already looking at the grid for the race 2 for Pro-Ams. Regan, wow, well, you all had a lot to do, but Regan Mitchell, my goodness me, you had a great ringside seat for Johnny, Miles, Tom, and well, you would have been in it, but I think you had great tickets.
Yeah, it was a good viewing.
Did you think was it a case of stay back and wait for them all to go off, or was it a case of just struggling to maintain that pace?
I think I had pace, but I was a bit inconsistent, so it just worked out that way.
So with the ballast you're going to have, are you looking forward to race 2, or you just want to get it over and done with?
I'll just get it over with.
Best of luck for race 2. Thank you very much, Regan Mitchell.
Thank you.
And very quickly, Johnny Seville.
Hello.
Well, yet again, top honours, but you said that you weren't looking forward to the success ballast that you're going to have. Same again this time?
I feel a little bit more confident this time, although that BMW, it shouldn't be trouble for the first part of the race, certainly. Yeah, unfortunate for him, Tom, because we were having a great battle. I couldn't always tell where he was, to be honest, because he was just so close behind. Yeah, that was a lot of fun, though. Yeah.
we had a lot of fun screaming about it. Unfortunately, I haven't got any more time to ask you anything else. We're going to head straight to race 2 for Pro-Ams. Best of luck for race 2. Thank you very much, Jonathan Seville.
Cheers, thank you.
So here we are then, race 2 for the Pro-Ams. Trev Hummer and Martin DeGala with their customary positions up front. Mark Holmes, Chris Fisher, row 2. Steve Hilton, Alistair Pollock, row 3. Jari van Binsbergen and Siebert Stoll, row 4. Stefan Geigu and Adam Bent, row 5 with Molinar and Stefan de Groot, rather than Cohen de Groot. Oh, at the tail end of the field. We have the second de Groot in our mix. I think it's Stefan is the second de Groot, if I remember correctly. I'll probably be told off for getting the name wrong again. Whew. Oh, it is Stefan de Groot. Yes, he is joining us for races 2 and 3. That's brilliant stuff. Right.
I bet it's really hard to. We're going to get red. I bet it's really hard to go between Pro and Pro-Am when the races are that good.
Yeah, absolutely, isn't it just? So, with the points adjusted, Trev Hummer has a narrow lead up front. He wants to extend them. He's going to have the heaviest car. Here we go. Wind him up and let him go. Now, the cars get lighter the further down the grid they get. Chris Fisher's had a great start there. Martin DeGala slot straight behind Trev Hummer. This time around, I wondered if Mark Holmes, is he going to look on the inside again? An exact repeat of race 1. Mark Holmes with the slightly lighter car than Martin DeGala. He's got the inside line, punches Martin DeGala in the face this time, coming into Druids. There goes Steve Hilton looking to try and capitalise. My goodness me, the milk. Oh, that's Stoll. Siebert Stoll. We saw him rubbing doors with Adam Bent further back. He's gone off the road. And look how defensive DeGala's going. Now these cars really feel the ballast. Whoa, as that's Hilton. That's Steve Hilton that's gone off. Jari van Binsbergen is capitalising that. Up into third now with the much lighter car. So the Alpha's really showing what they're made of here. Well, that's going to be a difficult drag race for Martin DeGala to win. Still, side by side, coming down Pilgrim's Drop into Hawthorne Bend. Oh, Jari van Binsbergen's like, hold my beer. I've got this. Oh, nearly takes the nose off of Martin DeGala, but Martin, of course, needs extra effort to break, but Binsbergen's gone deep. Chris Fisher's gone through to 4th, Geigu 5th, Hilton 6th, Binsbergen dropping down to 8th position now. Adam Bent's gone off the road. My goodness me, yet again, can't keep up. Great problem to have.
Yeah, DeGala though, showing early signs of frustration there, going into Druids. With the car already up his inside, he turned into the car, which then he bounced off and lost numerous positions. Well, he lost quite a few positions, and then he's having to fight his way back. And I kind of feel like for DeGala, it's all or nothing, but that wasn't the greatest start he could have had.
No, indeed, as you can see on the tower, Silverstone and Stefan de Groot having an argument for ninth position, beg your pardon, as De Gala then fending off what must feel like the entire world right behind him is Fisher. Geiger's gone very deep going into Druids, but does manage to hold it. Stefan Geiger slows that Audi down just about. There's Hilton having a look at the inside line, coming down towards Graham Hill Bend. Alistair Pollock is there in 7th position. There's Silverstone. We saw him bounce off of Adam Ben earlier on, and now in 9th position with Stefan de Groot right with him. Adams had his own troubles in 11th. Lorenzo Molnar sadly having his own difficulties at the tail end of the field. Back up into the battle for currently 3rd position. Look at this, that's 3rd to 7th in this train with Juri van Binsbergen. He'll definitely rejoin it because bearing in mind his car's much lighter than those ahead of him, so this is going to be a wonderful scrap to the flag.
Yeah, absolutely, and now it's time, really showcase time for Holmes. You know, he was caught up and embroiled with De Gala in battle for most of race 1. Race 2, he's got that clean air. It's all about setting those lap times and trying to maintain and decrease that distance of 2-second gap to Trev Hummer. Trev Hummer's already got in the space of a couple of laps, so he is absolutely flying. A tall order for Holmes, but this is a perfect time to do it.
Trev was pretty confident coming into this race. Bear in mind, he's got the heaviest car, and if he wins again, he'll still have the heaviest car going into the 3rd race. So, Trev Hummer, 2.2 seconds to the good now over Mark Holmes. That's Chris Fisher's gone deep. Oh, Stefan Geiger was alert there. Didn't take out the number 32. The number 87. He's number 32. That's going to put him into the clutches of Steve Hilton, but doesn't lose another position though. Hilton not able to capitalise on that. Oh, that's deep again for Fisher, but that's even deeper for Geiger. Stefan Geiger way too deep going into Graham Hill Bend. That just goes to show how the characteristics of these cars really change when you put ballast in them. Generally, you'll practice with the car as light as it can be. And Brands is a track that most people know, but they don't necessarily know what it's like to drive with very heavy cars unless you distinctly practice that. So, yeah, we will see what these people are able to do. And that's Steve Hilton wide, but he does manage to keep that position ahead of Alistair Pollock going through Hawthorne, now into Westfield. Alistair was a little more cautious this time, but that may well earn him more positions as the race goes on if he's going to try and conserve his tyres. We saw how the tyre drop-off really affected some drivers in race 1 for both lobbies. Chris Fisher again has gone a little bit deep, trying to chase off after Stefan Geiger. My goodness me, it's yet again, it's all action.
It is, and I have to say, I really like the look of that Focus. If I was rated AC, that would be my car of choice. It looks fantastic. No, I do like it. So, fantastic for Mr. Pollock to be the sole representative in that car. On board with Mr. Fisher in 5th place, who is looking extremely confident on the back of Geiger. And it has to be said as well, mind De Gala. Oh, look up the inside there. Up the inside of Geiger into turn 2. Fantastic. Gets the job done. Swipes across over the track to get that track position, and he will have the track position to turn 3. Fantastic. No defending there available from Geiger.
Yeah, Chris Fisher got that one really properly nailed going into Druids. I seem to remember, I know that the spelling of Stefan's surname is not how I'm pronouncing it. I'm pretty sure I was told to pronounce it as Geiger. I'm sure he himself told me that. Either way, that's what I'm sticking with, and I'm damned if I'm changing right now. So, Chris Fisher is got that 4th position now ahead of the number 32 Audi, the lead Audi on the field. There you can see in that shot Mark Holmes and Martin De Gala. Oh, here we go again. Holmes and De Gala closing it. Well, De Gala closing in on Mark Holmes. 1.4 seconds separate those two. 4.2 seconds, even more than that now. Trev Hummer has got that advantage. He is just untouchable tonight. Now I've said it. Hopefully I haven't just commentated cursed him. There's Juri van Binsbergen on the back of Alistair Pollock, so the Ford having to defend hard against the second of the Alfa Romeos in the field. But there's cars all in short order now. This field kind of spread out. It took a bit longer than this, but they did all spread out towards the end of the race. They were not seeing that, certainly in this midfield pack at the moment, as Binsbergen looks really ready to go on the Ford.
Yeah, I just want to update you though, De Gala 8/10 faster a lap than Holmes. He is catching. He was 2 seconds at the beginning of the last lap. Now he's down to almost a second, and he is that gap is coming down. So we could have a battle for second very soon.
Oh, side by side, Stefan Geiger. Oh, he's gone. Oh, God, well, he's partly gone. He caught that one quite well, but that's going to drop him down behind Van Binsbergen and Alistair Pollock down to the 8th position. Oh, shame. One simple mistake has sent him off. Adam Penn in the pits again. His day's not getting any better. Stefan de Groot is out of the race. He's had trouble in the late joining number 430 Alfa Romeo. A great shame for him. Here comes Jari Van Binsbergen on the inside line, coming up into Hawthorns. It's brave if you can do it. Alistair Pollock gave the necessary racing room, but Jari backs out of that one just about in time. Didn't cost them too much time. Nicely done. Steve Hilton in touching distance for the Ford as well. So Alistair Pollock keeping eyes forward and aft as at the back of the shot we see Siebenstol. And, Siebenstol behind, there he is in the very colourful Audi, number 68 Audi, looking to get involved in this one as well. Stefan Geiger about 1.5 seconds or so behind Jari. There is De Gala, been charging off after Mark Holmes. To see what the lap times are this time. What's the gap? Oh, nearly identical lap times that time. 130.9 between the two. I think Mark Holmes was... I was about to say he's a couple of hundredths quicker, but then he flew off the road. Going through Paddock Hill Bend, he's lost that second position, you can see on the tower, by another couple of seconds. It's exactly what he did last time. He flew off the road. Well, actually, it was De Gala that went off the road. And I was right first time. It was Mark Holmes that flew off the road and lost 2 seconds to De Gala. Now Chris Fisher is looking to get involved in his seemingly customary 4th position at this stage. Hopefully Mark Holmes has got an answer to Martin De Gala, but judging by those last lap times, it's difficult to see as Pollock has actually gotten ahead of Steve Hilton.
Fantastic there, yeah, great consistency. I feel like Martin De Gala suffers from the same syndrome I does, which is nervous first couple of lap syndrome, where you really just can't do anything. You start fumbling, you can't remember where your braking markers are, and once everything is sorted out, once everything pans out, the race begins to process through, you start picking up that confidence. And I kind of feel like he's really got that consistency right now. A second place, a fantastic place to have. Not enough to challenge Trev Hummer for the championship, but second place is still a really good position to be in.
Absolutely so. As we look at Steve Hilton, who's just not long lost that position to Alistair Pollock. Oh, that's a bit wide there for Jari Van Binsbergen, but does manage to recover that just before Sterling's. Nicely done. It's not a very big run from Sheens to Sterling, so it won't cost you too much time. The Ford looking to defend now against Steve Hilton. Now down through Clark, up over the line once again. Let's have a look at what the lap times are now. Alistair Pollock has just gained that position, bear in mind. Well, yeah, there you go. You can see how much time Steve Hilton lost. 1.4 seconds on that lap alone. So clearly a mistake there, as now he's going to have to defend from the Alpha coming out towards Druids. That battle is fierce. I'm not looking to go anywhere. Oh, that was a bit deep there for Alistair Pollock. Does manage to get them and turned in, but he would have lost a little bit of time. Now we're downhill again. Graham Hill Bend, Cooper Straight, and then into Surtees. Oh, this fight could go anywhere.
It's anybody's race. I feel like they're swapping through the mistakes that they're making, not down to lap times or pace or definitely consistency, but not down to lap times. Are all very, very similar. 3 different cars doing very similar lap times, and it's whoever can make the least mistakes here. And it's so far it's been Alistair Pollock in the Ford. He's not pushing out right towards. Well, as I say that, he was pushing out right towards the curbs, but most of it he's taking a very conservative line. I think that's the most sensible thing to do, especially when you're racing at Brands Hatch and you're not too confident with the track. And he's got this nailed to a T at the moment.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. As he was using every available pixel of Ford that he can use. Yeah, so Ford versus Audi versus Alpha in this particular pack, and any one of them could make a move on the other. As there you go now, Hilton looks like he's going to start to challenge for that 5th position. I wondered where Van Binsbergen was going. He was a little bit too deep going through Clark. That's going to be costly. Is Steve Hilton going to banzai that on the inside of Paddock Hill? I think he's going to wait for Druids. Is a much better position to do that. He took a much better line. That's going to give him a great exit. But can Pollock defend? No, Pollock doesn't go to that inside line. I think he realises the game is up on that one. But no, he's given racing room. Hilton could not get alongside the Ford on the entrance to Druids. But that's not going to go Steve Hilton's way. Nicely done, Alistair Pollock. He kept his cool and planned his move nicely, but he's bounced off the apex. Sadly, a Graham Hill Bend. That's going to cost him momentum. Steve Hilton inside line, coming through Surtees. Oh, Alistair Pollock's not done yet. Tries to get an outside manoeuvre, and here comes Van Binsbergen trying to get involved. Now side by side, here we go again, and the Audi is just going to nose ahead and nearly, oh no, it's clipped by the Ford. We couldn't quite see who turned into who. Bounces off the wall as Van Binsbergen is challenging the Ford. Van Binsbergen gets a much better run through Hawthorne as Alistair is then overtaken 4th, 5th position. Oh my goodness, that's a that's such a shame for Steve Hilton. We couldn't quite see how that one came off, whether it was Steve returning to the racing line. That was so close. It was almost inevitable they were that close that something was going to happen.
Especially, and when you're in the cockpit there, he's just trying to get that nice bit of slipstream as you go into the second sector at Brands Hatch, and it just looked like a pixel hit the bumper, and he just sent the Audi. And these are front wheel drive. As much as you can slap the throttle down and try and get the car straight, and there's not much you can do in that instance there. And it's just a wonder how much damage he's actually got here, running in 9th place.
Yeah, you're not going to save a slide that extreme, not even in a front wheel drive car. It does look like that car is wounded. Very much so from Hilton. There is our leader, Trev Hummer, again just dancing off into the sunset. Martin Degala, no answer at all. 7 seconds difference as Lorenzo Molnar is brought his Alfa Romeo in. Holmes 3rd, Fisher 4th, so the 2 Fisher Motorsports cars. I didn't say Fisher Price then, that's not where I wanted that sentence to go. The 2 Fisher Motorsport cars 3rd and 4th. There's Van Binsbergen and Alistair Pollock still having their argument. Seaman Stahl could get involved. What a run from Surtees for the Ford. I think it was more slow from Van Binsbergen, as well as a great exit from that corner for Alistair Pollock, but couldn't quite complete the move coming up into Hawthorne Bend, but he's not giving up on it at all. And it's gone the way of Alistair Pollock. He didn't give up on that whatsoever. Back up in the 5th position for the number 18 Ford. You deserve the limelight at the moment, so that was a great move. Bravo.
Yeah, fantastic there. Really smooth as well. And as he was going up to Westfield, he actually tried to move across the Alpha, assert his dominance, and try and take control of that battle before the corner. And try not run too wide, because if you run in too wide in front-wheel drive cars, you might have a tendency to understeer all the way out, and it's just grass, and you're going straight into a panel there. So I kind of feel like that was great defending, or a great assertive driving there from Alistair Pollock.
Oh, a bit of a nudge there. Can Van Binsbergen keep that one out? He can. It was saved by the fact that there's a little access road there that kept him out of the dust for too long. Stephen Stoll up into 6th position. There's Adam Bent. We haven't seen too much of him. Still carrying on in the number 59 Audi. Now in 10th position. Martin Degala. He's gained a bit of time on Trev Hummer, but not enough at that rate to make a difference. 3.5 minutes to go before the checker flag falls for the second race of the Pro-Am lobby. But yeah, that was a big shame for Jari Van Binsbergen there. Just a little bit too wide, or helped a bit too wide, going through the right-hander. As here comes Stefan Geigu on the Alfa Romeo. Now, it didn't look like a big enough hit to damage the Alfa too much. This could be just, need to get back to the rhythm, but that's going to send Geigu too wide. It's a shame he couldn't turn in. That was a bit of a shame. It wasn't anybody's fault. It was just Geiger running a bit too wide. Steve Hilton's going to have that 8th position, and still the fighting continues with less than 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, just a positive note up front though. Mr. Hummer out in the lead. He's been about that 6-second distance now between him and Degala for quite a few laps, which is a very promising sign for Degala. A little bit too late. He's not going to be able to make a challenge on the guy out in front, but with the next race and more success bars, I feel like this could be a really good battle between the two in race number 3.
Could well be. Now, for those unfamiliar with the format, for race number 3, the top 8 for this race are going to be reversed, but out of that top 8, there's going to be a random car chosen for pole position. Now, last week, it actually went to the 8th place finisher anyway, which I believe was Tom O'Farrell, because in his godlike BMW, he just ran off, and that was the last time we saw him. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all shakes down. But Trev Hummer certainly seems to have the upper hand at the moment. We'll see if his luck continues into the 3rd race. Of course, he's doing his championship, the World of Good. That's Adam Bent's guy, I think. Unless that could be Molnar's car. We can just see. I think that's Adam Bent, actually. will see from that camera shot. No, we won't, because we didn't see the car number on the side. Yeah, that's Adam Bent's car. That's the Audi S, number 59 Audi that Trev Hammer is catching up to. So he'll be putting a lap on Adam this time around. 1 minute 20 to go. And this will be the final lap for race 2 for the Pro-Ams.
Yeah, I feel like Mr. Holmes in third place, he's going to be frustrated. Purely because he was battling with Degala for race 1 quite a lot of the time. He made one mistake, and as he said in his interview, there was just a clip edge where his tyres just dropped off. Now, whether that's the same here in race number 2, he's not been able to make any sort of challenge to Degala in second place. And yeah, that's going to be frustrating because I feel like they've both got very similar pace. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in race number 3.
That is Lorenzo Molnar's car getting out of the way. He's 2 laps down now, unfortunately. He's a lap down from Adam, so his race has gone very, very bad. He just saw Degala's car at the top of the shot there. Trev Hammer's in no hurry to push at all for this particular race. So that gap between himself and Martin Degala can continue to come down, or it lights, well, up until he would challenge for the lead. Of course, he doesn't want that. Whoops, even flirting with the grass there on the exit of Westfield. I wouldn't be doing that too much, Trev. You don't want to be binning it in the final lap. He doesn't need to slow down on the line this time, but yet again, another dominant performance from Trev. He said he didn't expect it, but then he's gone and repeated it with a much heavier car. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Cannot fault him. Your winner for race number 2. It is 2 for 2 for the American, number 404 of Trev Hammer. He's already giving it the wiggle. He's quite happy about that, and rightly so. Second, again, is Martin Degala. It's going to put him another 5 points further back, but not insurmountable at all if Trev Hammer comes to grief in the final race. Mark Holmes, third again. Chris Fisher, fourth again. Alistair Pollock is going to be fifth this time around in the fourth, fending off the advances of what must have felt like the world. Stephen Stoll, good result for him in sixth position in the number 68 Audi. In Jari van Binsbergen, what might have been for him had he not had his issues. Same with Steve Hilton for 7th and 8th. There's Stefan Geigo. I thought that was someone spinning. That's just Trev Hammer having a good old time there to conclude race number 2 for Pro-Ams.
Yeah, what a race, especially for Mr. Hummer out in first place. Back-to-back victories. I kind of feel that kind of takes the championship. I mean, Degala was a couple of points behind before going into race number 2. That championship lead has extended even further for Trev Hummer, and I kind of feel like even with that success ballast, he has definitely got the best pace out here in the Pro-Ams, and I think the championship is his.
Seems to be. We will see. Hopefully we'll get a chance to chat to him again. We'll be heading over to the Pro Lobby for their second race of the night, as we're halfway through tonight. Well, never mind. We'll deal with that in a minute. There he is, Trev Hammer. Well, you said you weren't expecting it, and then you went and did it again.
Yeah.
with the heaviest car. Are you leading us astray, sir, or is this all genuinely coming your way to your surprise?
This is genuinely all at my surprise. There was something I did in practice to help it, but God, I did not think it'd be this much.
I must say, it's been, I think I mentioned this last time out, Okayama, it's been wonderful to see your progress from when you very first joined the VTCC to now being in, one hand on the trophy. I hope I haven't cursed it now. Still some work to do, but how are you feeling heading into race 3?
So race 3 is definitely going to make it or break it. I don't have anything specific coming out of it. I just know I need to perform to my best of my abilities.
Can't wait to see it, and best of luck for it. Thank you very much, Trev Hammer.
Thank you.
Let's have another chat with third place finisher, Mark Holmes. Mark, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Hello to you, sir. Well,
hello again.
We've been here before.
Weird sense of deja vu.
So, again, some fighting, some defending. Talk us through it from this side. It looked like it was a bit more kind of steady this time around.
All I can say is that I kept my word about trying to get Martin on the into turn 1. I sort of did it. I don't think he realised I was side by side with him into Druids. I think he may have turned in without realising I was there. But in the end, I don't think it caused too many problems. Same as before, really. I ended up overdriving. I could see Martin catching me. I knew my only chance was to either pull away or defend. Thought, why not do both? So tried to pull away and couldn't. Ended up hitting it a couple of times, and yeah, I think I finished maybe 7 seconds behind him. So kind of beating myself up now.
Put it aside and let it all rip for race 3. We wish you the best of luck nonetheless. Thank you very much, Mark Holmes.
Thank you very much.
Race number 2 now for the pro sides. Wow, did we have an amazing fight for them last time around. And it's Seville with Regan Mitchell this time alongside him for row 1. Miles Dixon and Roy Grassi, row 2. Aaron Large and Tom O'Farrell in row 3. Tom starting pole last time out. We'll see what he can do from 6th. What have we got? David Russell and Mark Pimlott, row 4. Angus Martin and Alexander's row 5. Karen de Groot and David Moll on row 6. Change in the commentators. Sadly, my faithful companion, Mr. Aaron, has had to head off, but I am joined by the wonderful Adam Bent.
Good evening.
Very glad to have you in the box. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I've just done the first 2 races of Pro-Am and honestly been spending most of the time picking bits of gravel still out the back of the car. But, yeah, no, really confident. I mean, watching the pro race back from race 1 was incredible to watch. Hopefully we can see a fight again from Tom O'Farrell, possibly from 6th place, to try and retake that win from Johnny Seville.
Well, that Beamer has been godlike off the line, and it's going to be interesting to see how he can fight his way through the field ahead of him. Now, championship connotations for pro. Seville leads Grassi by 15 points. If Seville wins, Grassi must be 2nd or 3rd with fastest lap to stay in the mix. If Seville is 2nd, Grassi must be 4th. If Seville is 3rd, Grassi must be 6th. So to have a mathematical chance of trying to overhaul Johnny Seville. We will see what happens, but Johnny Seville always has the advantage of rear gunner Miles Dixon. Let's see how this race unfolds. Now, with the success ballast, as we talked about last time out, let's see. It is time to... Well, Regan Mitchell's vanished. That's no good. Time to wind them up and let them go. Oh, that didn't look a great start, actually, from Tom O'Farrell, but away we go nonetheless. Where the hell has Regan Mitchell gone? Hopefully he'll be able to reappear. My goodness, as Miles Dixon fends off the advances of the fast-starting BMW. Look at that, Tom O'Farrell. I thought I had a bit of a steady start. Up into 3rd now. What an effort for him. Starting 6th, up to 3rd. Outside line around Roy Grassi. Sadly, Regan Mitchell has vanished from the world. That is not what you wanted from 2nd place. Not ideal. Oh, my goodness. Lots of people going wide. Look at Roy Grassi having an argument with Tom O'Farrell now for 3rd place. And again, it is the Pulse boys up front. But we saw that Miles Dixon wasn't impenetrable as far as his defences were concerned. So he's still going to have a lot of work to do. And that we saw how quick that BMW was in race 1. But it's Seville, Dixon, O'Farrell and Grassi this time breaking off at the front of the field. Aaron Large has got the rest of the field to deal with. Regan Mitchell has rejoined, but sadly is 12 seconds behind.
Absolutely, you can see that the BMW has superior speed, especially in this first half of the race. Especially watching back from previous rounds, you can see that BMW in the first 10, 15, maybe 12 minutes is much quicker than all the front-wheel drive cars through most of these corners. As you can see now, as it goes round the outside of Miles into clearways, this could be a very bold move if he pulls it off.
Oh, he's trying to do a switchback. Now, also bear in mind the BMW is lighter than both of the Sin-Squad Audis. Bear in mind that Tom finished 6th last time out. There goes Seville. Oh, so if I'm trying desperately to hang on to the inside line at Paddock Hill Bend. Here comes Grassi and Large right behind. And that door gets very unceremoniously shut in his face. And then Roy Grassi says, get out of the way, mine, sunshine. And the BMW has gone off the road at Druids, but he somehow managed... Oh no, huge punch in the face there for Tom O'Farrell again, sideways and facing the wrong way. And there's an Audi bouncing over the grass. It was Aaron Large that has fallen down through the field. Oh, goodness me, you never want to see it, but again, an impact between O'Farrell and Grassi this time. It looks like Pulse are going to run off with it, but anything can happen with these cars now much heavier than they were in race 1.
Absolutely, they're much heavier now. Roy Grassi knows that he needs to get a very, very good result here to even have a chance to compete with the Pulse boys, especially Johnny Seville. But Miles Dixon's hopefully going to play a very, very good job as the rear gunner here and just hold up Roy for as much as he can while his teammate pulls away. The contact, I think, was just a bit of, rubbing his racing sometimes, and door bang that's just put the rear-wheel drive into a spin.
Sadly so. Oh, as Alex Saunders is hustling his own teammate. That's the full send, boys. 6th and 7th. David Moll going a little bit deep there, going through Sterling's. There's David Wressel, fellow commentator for SSR, being hounded by, that's Angus Martin right behind him. You can see at the back of the round of the shot, the full send boys still side by side. Saunders ahead of Moll this time. Johnny Seville with the fastest lap surprises no one, as he did the ballast didn't seem to do much for him. Oh no, Alex Saunders too deep, going through Paddock Hill Bend. Such an easy thing to do. I've been off there many times. Regan Mitchell with the fastest lap. Well, he's closing in on the pack. How much of a difference it'll make for him, we will have to see. Technically, he will still have a lot of ballast because he finished second last time around. So it'll be great to see him involved. There's a good move there from Angus Martin. Confident move on the inside of Surtees. There is Regan Mitchell. Such a shame he had that technical problem on the line. Started from second. And David Wressel having a go straight back at Angus Martin now through Pilgrim's Trap into Hawthorne Bend. The Audi having the inside line. The Honda, you can't do anything about it just yet. There you can see the top 5, 6 or so in that shot. Whoa, going to Groot. The second of the De Groot pairing. I believe they're brothers. From Holland. And Cohen in the Pro. Stefan in the Pro-Ams. Hustling Mark Pimmer with Aaron Large right behind him. So we saw Aaron have trouble at the beginning part of the race. There is Tom O'Farrell, as we mentioned, facing the wrong way at the end of lap 2. So still so much can happen. You can't write the results at all at this stage.
Absolutely not, and these cars are so unpredictable. I mean, you can be fine one moment and then the next moment they can lock up and you could be facing the wrong way in the gravel, or battling like they are now at the back here. Immediately Tom O'Farrell's caught back to the back of the pack and he's going to try and fight as hard as he can to get through. You can see he's twitching already. So the tyres on the rear of the BMW are definitely starting to go.
Oh, that's Saunders off again. He's struggling there at Paddock Hill Bend. Oh, he tries to turn in and finds a wild Cohen De Groot. Oh dear, that made Tom O'Farrell rather squiggly. Going through Druids. But oh dear, now Alex Saunders has bounced off the apex and Tom had nowhere to go. Couldn't turn harder coming through Graham Hill Bend. Just
on the inside and just same incident again. He's put his nose in where it really shouldn't be and he's spun himself because of it.
Has he boiled his tyres, do you think?
I think the rear of the rear tyres are definitely cooked, but again, he's throwing his nose up. Oh, there you go. So you can see Regan Mitchell's gone through, but yeah, I think the rear tyres on the BMW are cooked, and he's throwing it up. He's sort of trying to make these audacious moves where really you shouldn't be throwing the car up, and mistakes will happen like that.
Yeah, too eager to try and recover for last time, but look at this. This is not what Roy Grassi needed. He wanted to be chasing off after the Pulse pair. There is Seville and Dixon. Well, they're out for a Sunday drive, essentially. They can just remain where they are and let everybody else figure it out for themselves. But Grassi did not need Angus Martin hustling him for third. But there goes the AMR number 99 Audi on the outside line of the 168 Toyota. Can't get the move done just yet. It's going to try and come back underneath him, coming through Paddock Hill Bend. Nice move. Whoop, bit of a lock up there from Johnny Seville. Oh, tentative coming into Druids. There is David Wressel in the lead Honda. Still keeping involved in this one. There's David Moll with the German flag on his roof. Outside manoeuvre coming through Graham Hill Bend. He's got third for Angus Martin. Here comes David Wressel to relieve to make Roy Grassi's day even worse. Can't quite get that one done. Here comes David Moll to get involved. Right behind them, Mark Pimlott, Aaron Large and Cohen Groot in a battle for 7th position. Oh, this could get spicy coming up into Hawthorns. Side by side again. Oh no! Roy Grassi bounces off of Angus Martin's car. I guess he just miscalculated that one, but he's lost a position. His championship challenge is disappearing fast.
Absolutely, he knows that this race is all or nothing for him. He's got to put everything on the line, and he is absolutely putting everything on the line here. It's just unfortunately he's pushing it a bit too hard and too fast, and mistakes happen. As there you go, that's a massive move there from Mark Pimlott to go past Aaron Large again. These four are going to end up probably coming 4 wide down the straight if they're not careful.
Oh no, Tom O'Farrell's off the road again in the BMW. His race has gone from bad to disastrous. 2 4-way packs. This is what we love to see. Look at that, 2nd to 6th and then 7th to 7th to 10th. Oh, is that a move from Aaron Large? That's a big move from Aaron Large on the inside line. I think Mark Pimlock left that door open somewhat. But he's going to come.
Get it stopped.
Yeah, he's going to come back underneath the driver of the car I always called the banana flavoured BMW from seasons past. And Pimlock's back up ahead of Aaron Large. Oh my goodness me! I can't call this. Yet again, we're in a position where the action is just happening too quick for me to call, but it's a great problem for a commentator to have. Here comes Aaron Large, inside line of Mike Pimlock, nearly 3 wide again.
A good run there. Looked like he got a very good run coming up to the back straight here. Looks like they're about to go 3 wide into the long right-hander here.
I'm squinting, I'm clinching. If they aren't, I am. That's absolutely amazing. But they have managed to sort that one out. Aaron Large is like, yeah, you carry on. I'm just going to, I beg your pardon, my pin line is like, yeah, you carry on. I'm going to run off here. But Aaron Large is the victor of that, what is now a 3-way fight, as Alex Saunders with Cohen de Groove right behind them. You know this battle isn't done. Oh, Alex Saunders has gone a tiny bit deep there, but Cohen de Groove struggled to slow that down.
Very big twitch there from the front of the Alpha, and obviously with it being such a short wheelbase, slamming on the brakes like that will make it twitch. Obviously, yeah, and you can see the pack at the front is starting to expand as well. Almost a second between 3rd and 4th now, and Roy Grassi, more importantly, over a second behind David Russell now.
Indeed, someone's locked up coming into Paddock Hill. Easy set. It's such an undulating corner as Paddock Hill bend. It's really rich. You're going to get another lock-up. I can't tell which one of those 2 Audis is locking up there. Into Druid.
Both.
It could be both, yeah, absolutely. Graham Hill bent. So everybody's starting to settle down, but not for long. Oh, just as I say that, the Audis side by side now coming through 30s. Large ahead of Pimlock. Fairly conclusive move, but it's compromised Aaron Large's exit from that left-hander. Now through Pilgrim's Drop. Surely this is going to give a big slipstream to Mark Pimlock, but can he use it? Is going to be the optimum question. Nope. Aaron Large remains ahead of Pimlock. What a great scrap we've got. Not a bad scrap ahead of us, 4th to 6th. So that 4-way scrap has kind of dispersed a little bit. And that's Saunders and de Groot swapping round further back. I think that's a mistake from Cohen de Groot. That's why that's happened. You can see this 4-way pack has dispersed a little bit. Don't despair. I have a feeling they'll condense again.
I have a feeling it may become a 5-way battle if they're not too careful. Regan Mitchell is now within 3 seconds of the back of this pack.
Tom O'Farrell's not actually far. He hasn't given up as the number 2 BMW. There is race leader Johnny Seville. Flash of those glaring red lights from Miles Dixon. They're just minding their own business. They've got nothing to worry about immediately. Angus Martin's a couple of seconds there. He is in the bright day-glow coloured Audi. So it's Audi 1, 2, 3 at the moment. There is Regan Mitchell, who would have started on the front row. Did he not have technical issues? There, right behind him, Tom O'Farrell. So we don't have any huge gaps anywhere in this field, despite the fact we've had Tom O'Farrell facing the wrong way twice.
Absolutely, but that's just testament to Tom O'Farrell's skill and the pace of the BMW. You can see that every car is still within a decent chance of trying to fight each other. We're not completely out of the race yet, and you can see there Regan Mitchell's not far away at all. So both of these two could easily get back into a scrap towards the end of the race. But more importantly, these two know that Cohen de Groot is in that final pivotal position for the reverse grid pole draw.
I think it's top 8 rather than top 10.
Is it top 8? Yeah, it might be top 8, but obviously in that case it's still, obviously the 2 Alphas and Regan and Tom will both want to get into that position.
It's certainly achievable, isn't it? I mean,
it's absolutely achievable.
Yeah, it's absolutely doable. Even though there's only 6 minutes to go, it's still doable for that reverse grid pole. There's Miles Dixon, who he's just sightseeing now. Nothing really to deal with, as he's had that rear gunner roll from last week.
Well, he knows he needs the whole station, because obviously if he does decide to overtake his teammate, it could obviously put the whole championship back into a dispute sort of situation where Grassi could still take it. He knows that if he holds station in this race, he can go full out attack on the next one.
That's what they were saying, and I'm very much looking forward to that. Dixon unleashed, very much so. Grassi needs to be second behind Seville, which he very clearly isn't. That was the connotations given to us by Toby earlier on. So Seville is indeed on course to clinch the championship with a race to go. Grassi had to finish second, which it isn't looking likely unless we have some kind of meteoric mistake from those ahead. But anything's possible with VTCC.
Absolutely. I mean, what was it last season or the season before where we had Donington Park as the finale? We saw a car go sky high and lose the championship.
Yep. That
So
was 2 seasons ago. I do believe that was.
I believe that was Keith. No, it was JP.
That was the out.
But obviously you can see Alex Saunders has made up past Aaron Large. Aaron Large must have had an accident somewhere because he just lost 2 positions and is now 3 seconds back from that 8th place.
That's probably just a simple mistake. That's how close that pack has been, and it's just plummeted in through the field. So great. So Miles Dixon fastest lap, because why not?
Why not?
Yeah, he's got nothing to lose at this stage. There is Roy Grassi. I think he realises that he's not going to be able to overcome that gap. He's not giving up on it, which is absolutely fair play, but he needs some huge turn of luck ahead of him, or bad luck, I should say, ahead of him for him to capitalise on. Oh, hello, Regan Mitchell, Tom O'Farrell. This is from Wooden Spoon Avoidance, and Aaron Large, with the mistake he's just made, he's in there as well. Oh, lovely move from Tom O'Farrell to try and cut underneath Regan Mitchell. He's going to force him to the outside line for Graham Hill. That's not going to go the BMW's way. Keep off the grass. That hasn't gone well for you so far. Great scrap. This is just for last. This doesn't really do them anything. Oh, Regan Mitchell getting a bit too quickly. So is Tom O'Farrell. My goodness me, those weird. Oh, so the BMW bounced off the back of the Honda, which sent both cars into a bit of a wiggle. Well, they're out there for fun now.
Patience, absolutely. They know that there's no point being patient here, that they're both trying to avoid that pivotal last place. I always say whenever I go into a race like this, as he taps him, it's a lot of contact there.
Not again.
Definitely not good there. So, I get that, the optimal, like the worst thing for any racing driver is finishing last. But, don't take somebody out to not finish last. Obviously.
That's 3 times now, as you put it. You've put the nose into a position where it really needn't be. And that's 3 times now Tom O'Farrell's done that, and he's bitten him badly.
Absolutely.
Oh, goodness me.
But he'll learn for race 3. He knows in race 3 that, he'll be at the back, he'll have no ballast, and he can just go for it. So he will.
And he will. Oh, will he just? Roy Grassi still hustling David Russell for 4th position. There's Angus Martin. So we'll actually have a different top 3 this time, at least. The Poles boys in their customary 1-2, with Seville leading the way. 1 hand on the trophy, and 2 more minutes before he gets the other one. Roy Grassi still pressing on though. There is the lead Paul Sims for car number 97 with the very green headlights on his car. Not that we've seen him, but that's what he's got. Oh yeah, he has got them on actually this time.
He has got them on.
You can't see them.
I have a feeling that Miles now knows that he doesn't have to hold station in order for Johnny to win the championship. So
isn't he?
you can see why the times have dropped. Now that Miles knows that obviously Roy is no longer a threat to his teammate, he doesn't have to hold station. And in the typical Miles fashion, here he goes.
Oh, those red lights look so intimidating.
They absolutely do. They're very blinding to drive in front of, but they are absolutely intimidating. I would not want to be in the car in front.
1:20 to go. Final lap here for race 2 for the pro drivers. Now then, let's see. Does Seville defend? Does he let him go? Does he fight? I really hope they fight. Oh, bit of a lock.
I think they're going to fight. I don't think Jonathan will just let him through that easily. Obviously, they're still yes, they are teammates, but there's no way that Miles will get the win without having to put up a little bit of an attack.
Can you imagine if they fell off the road? Can you imagine if they hit each other?
Oh, let's not think of all the time Red Bull have raced each other and put each other off the road.
That would be an uncomfortable debrief, I think.
Well, yeah, knowing that probably both of these two are in a chat right now, and Miles is probably harrying Johnny along. yeah, I think it'd be very uncomfortable if. Oh,
That's more a reminder, I would say. That didn't go well for Tomo Farrell when he tried it.
yeah.
Now, bear in mind, they've got similar success ballast, so Dixon's car is slightly lighter, but certainly for the last few weeks, Miles Dixon has been unbelievably quick, but he's played the proper support role for Pulse. Here we go. Checker flag is going to be ready this time around. They're going to go for a photo finish. It looks like less than 2 tenths between the two. Dixon thinks about an inside line going into Clark. He doesn't do it. Yeah.
Come on.
Is it going to happen? Is it going to be side by side?
It's going to be very close.
Oh, it's 86 thousandths of a second between the two.
Incredible.
It's Seville. Absolutely. Seville ahead of Dixon again. Angus Martin takes third. David Russell fourth. Grassi in fifth. David Moll takes sixth. Pimloss 7. Alex Saunders 8. Cohen de Groot 9. Regan Mitchell 10. Oh, Aaron Large actually fell to last.
Oh, Thomas Fell's got the inside line.
Oh, that's going to be close.
Oh, that's very close.
82 thousandths of a second. So they saw what the top two did and went, hold my beer, have a go at this. Wow, unbelievable. So a champion is crowned in the pro lobby. Johnny Seville now cannot be caught. Aaron Large's brake pedal broke. Well, that'll do it. My goodness me. So yes, Jameson and Gillone, sadly, not in the championship anymore. They've been the previous champions of the VTCC Pro Lobby, and now Johnny Seville. Great pleasure to add his name to that prestigious list. Wow, great stuff, wonderful consistency, and very well deserved to Johnny Seville. Hopefully, we'll have a chance to chat to him. Oh, Adam, what do you think after that?
Incredible race. You know, we both knew that it was very unlikely from where Roy was starting that he was going to overtake everybody in front of him. He got a little bit of luck when Regan disappeared, but obviously, yeah, just fighting too hard with guys he really shouldn't have tried to fight too much. Obviously, he needed to just stay in front of them and focus on getting ahead rather than behind. And unfortunately, he got caught up. And the connotations there are he's lost the championship. I mean, it was a very hard-fought championship. He's turned up to every round and given it 100%. But unfortunately, in this day, it's Pulse that's come out on top.
It is indeed. Let's have a chat with our podium three then. Let's have a chat firstly with the Dayglow car, driven by Angus Martin.
Hello, hello.
Well, more straightforward for you this time, but a worthy podium nonetheless. Did it feel straightforward to you, or does it still feel very hard fought?
Oh god, not at all. Starting from 9th or something. Yeah, I definitely didn't messed up race 1, so didn't make it easy for myself. But I guess without the weight, it was not easy, but it was better to get through the pack.
Easier is as good as it ever gets.
Exactly.
So again, did you put any practice into having the ballast on there, or are you glad you didn't? Are you glad you avoided it? What's your thoughts in that direction?
No, practice-wise, I was very fresh this evening, I have to say. But yeah, I mean, I never really practice with ballast, even if I do practice. So.
Fair dues. Well, a great effort. Well done on another fine podium for you. And the best of luck for race number 3. Thank you very much, Angus Martin.
Thank you.
Let's have a chat with second place just Miles Dixon.
Hello again.
Well, as Adam was saying towards the end of the race, you realised you didn't have to hold station, and you went for it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I said, okay. I saw Roy in 5th, so I said I can push a bit now.
I did wonder whether you were going to go for the photo finish.
Yeah, we were thinking that at the end. But...
Oh, great effort. Well, I mean, does that not set up the, give us a great precursor to race 3? I take it it's just going to be all out guns blazing this time.
Yeah, every man for themselves now.
Good man. Thoroughly look forward to that. Thank you very much, Miles Dixon. And let's get our pro champion. Well done, champ, Jonathan Seville.
Hey, thank you.
I mean, we're very well deserved. It's a position that we're used to seeing you on the top step in various categories, but well done, Jonathan. You've you must be pretty pleased with that.
Start was good, and then the guys behind were battling. That was great for me. It just allowed me to try and run away. And Miles did a good job though as well. It's good to have him up there taking points away from Roy. That does help, and he helped last round as well. So thanks, Miles, for helping me out there.
Now with the team orders in the bin, is there going? Are you anticipating being able to give Miles a good fight?
Hopefully. He's got a little less weight than me, so that's advantage to him. I think you saw that at the end. I think his tyre wear was a lot better than mine at the end, probably because of the weight. Just getting my excuses out here, aren't I? But anyway, yeah. I've got a question for you, Chris.
Please do.
Do you like the pink yet?
I'm not even answering that one. Well done, champ.
Pink.
Well done. Well done, champ. We'll see you for race 3. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well.
Thank you.
Right then, the grid is formed for Pro-Am race number 3. Now the top 8 will reverse, so Trev Hummer starts in 8th position. It's Steve Hilton that was given the bonus pole. It is time to wind up. Oh no, that's terrible!
That was a very big jump start there. That's got to be a penalty.
Yeah, Sebring stole miles too early. There's Trev Hummer. He's in the championship fight. He's being challenged by Stefan Geiger on the inside line. That's Stoll! Stole! No! That's the corner!
That's our championship. That's our championship too.
Oh no, Trev Hummer was in there. Oh my goodness me, that is cars absolutely everywhere. Well, Trev Hummer has managed to survive. Sebring Stoll still off the road, but De Gala is down in 10th. There is Sebring Stoll. What on earth? We didn't see how. Well, we saw what happened, just didn't see how it started. Steve Hilton's just like, yeah, fine, I'm having this. Bye. You're
absolutely. I'd be gone as well. But we've got to talk about the start there. So you can see that Sebring jumped the start quite massively as well. The lights hadn't even gone up, properly gone to 5 lights when he had jumped. But and then next thing you know, he's sideways into turn 1, and we've got a massive accident. Obviously, the steward's going to be busy with that one, and I think there's going to be a few stern talking tos after that one. But it immediately puts what we had set to be a great championship fight into a bit of a situation of, he sort of played all into Trev's hands here. He needed to finish within 2 cars of De Gala, and going into turn 1, he was 2 cars behind.
He was. So, he's just taken Mark Holmes. In comes Alistair Pollard. That's a penalty because he also jumped the start. And we've got a side-by-side Chris Fisher and Yuri van Binsbergen. Oh, the Fisher motorsport number 87 getting very squiggly, but
we go down the inside. That's a very, very good move. That is a very good move.
And a bit of a kick in the chops for the number 22 there. There was a little bit of door banging between the two, but all's fair in love and touring cars. Chris Fisher now up into second there. You can see Stefan Geiger at the top of the shot as Steve Hilton is continuing to press his advantage. There he is. There's Mark Holmes. We've just seen Alistair Pollard cars. He's come back out in 7th, so he's actually ahead of the championship protagonist. There is Martin De Gala in the now very wounded Milka flavoured Alfa Romeo. Sebring Stoll's back out on track, but Trev Hummer up into 5th now. He's ahead of Stefan de Groot. So it could be that Trev actually got through that melee without any damage. We saw him off the road. If he managed to get through that unscathed, that was incredible.
I think he's probably got a lot of severe bumper damage, but as we know with most touring cars, aero isn't really their strong point. It's the ability to obviously power out of the turn with the horsepower on the front tyres. But so long as he's not bent any of the steering, which can happen in these, which I'm kind of worried that De Gala may have suspension damage, he'll just continue to pound round, and the damage won't be much of a limitation to him.
He seems to be on the pacer because he is eating into that gap between himself and Stefan Geiger. So as the fastest lap is changing hands now, of course, Chris Fisher currently has it. Is Trev going to gain that one when he crosses the line? No, not this time around.
So he may well have a decent amount of damage. We just don't quite know until he comes round to complete his next lap. But you can see that De Gala's now got a lot of work to do if he wants to even have a slim chance at the championship still.
Absolutely, and like you said earlier, Adam, Martin Degala has to finish 2 cars ahead of Trev Hammer. Doesn't matter where in the field, just has to finish 2 ahead. I did think about that. I did think the same thing as Sebastian Detongan there in chat just said. I wondered if they were going to restart it, but they have opted not to do so, probably because the amount of races we need to get through tonight is going to be the main contributing factor, and that wasn't down to lag or server issue, that was driver error, so you wouldn't normally restart under those conditions, as Jari van Binsbergen gets very deep on the exit of Hawthorne. Oh, he's deep again going through Westwood, does manage to keep it on the road. There's Stefan Geigu hustling. Oh, just as I say that,
big off.
That's a huge off. Well, that's what happens when you try and break on the grass and bounce off the wall.
We're very, very lucky that this race is not in real life, otherwise we'd probably have no cars left to complete the race. But you can see that it's not an easy car. These aren't easy cars to control. I can say for myself from experience racing these things. But equally, they've had a long season now, so you'd think by the time we got to Brands Hatch, a circuit that we have visited a few times in various series, including the VTCC before, you'd think they have got these cars under control by now. But no, it's a very, very impressive drive at the moment from Steve Hilton at the front. He's holding a very nice advantage. Obviously, as we see Alistair Pollock trying to challenge Stefan de Groot. You know, the gaps between the drives at the moment are quite large. Trev will obviously want a final podium to sort of cement the win, the championship properly. Martin's going to have a long way to go. He's now got what looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 cars between him and Trev, so he's going to try his hardest, but obviously it's very, very unlikely, as looked like Mark Combs got a little bit wide there.
He did, a little bit too deep into Surtees, but the Alpha's, I think the Alpha's just too wounded. He did clamp. Yeah, I think he sort of really hit Sebring.
Well, it looked like Sebring flipped after the impact with the Milka flavoured Alpha, which adopting your phrase there, but
me too.
Yeah. Oh, it's a little bit of contact forward, that's fine. Rubbing his race, and that's very much the kind of contact we don't mind to see. But obviously, you know, we'd rather not see contact and some just great overtakes instead. As Mark Combs looks to try and go down the middle. That would have been very brave from Mark if he had completed that move.
Oh, but that's going to force Alistair wide. Mark Holmes on the inside line, and there's Degala on the outside line.
Oh,
what? Oh my dear Lord, gentlemen, please! Oh my God!
If Mark makes the move, Mark's going to make the move.
Oh no! Punches Alistair.
Oh, he's punched both of them out.
Oh no!
Oh.
Bounced Alistair into Stefan.
Where did the group go?
He's there. He bounced off Alistair.
Yeah.
So it's actually Degala that's capitalised the most from, what's it, 9th to 6th because of the move that Mark Holmes made, bounced Alistair into Stefan de Groot. So Degala's like, yeah, all right, fine. It doesn't help his championship position any, unfortunately, as Trev Hammer up into 4th. And with the fastest lap I'll add, so if he has got damage, he's weathering it well in the very heavy 404 car. So, oh my goodness me, yet again our drivers putting on a great show.
Absolutely, these drivers are still very, very talented. We've got a battle for the lead, so obviously we can see Chris Fisher and Steve Hilton. As I've said, like, across the field there's talent.
Oh yeah.
No matter where you go, there's always talent in this field. And we had some great races today, and it's just a shame that we're ending the season with a lot of contact.
Such is the way. Unfortunately, Stefan de Groot is out. That we've lost the number 430 Alpha. A shame that we're seeing he's seeing out the final race of the season with the DNF. But that is the nature of the beast. Chris Fisher really homing in on Steve Hilton, just 0.6 of a second, not even, well, sorry, just about 0.7 of a second between the two. Van Binsbergen, I always struggle with his name, is losing time to Trev Hammer. Trev is still pressing on in the championship, leading number 404, I'll add. Geiger and Degala.
Oh, Degala's now back on the back of Trev, so obviously he's too far back to mount a challenge unless Trev does something really silly in this next 9 minutes. But yeah, you can see that Martin Degala and Trev Hammer have been equals across this season, and it proves again as the two fastest drivers out there without doubt.
Oh yeah, Yeah, without any doubt, they're very worthy championship contenders, and taking the championship right down to the wire by just a few points just goes to show how good they are. And as I've repeatedly said, Chris has gone a bit deep. Yeah, it's been great to see. Like, Martin Garner I haven't seen, I think, before this season, but Trev Hammer I certainly have. I even raced against Trev Hammer in days gone by. I think I've raced against you. We have.
Yeah. Yes, hell well matched. But
that's an unusual line from Stefan Geiger. He's done that a couple of times up there at Westfield. But yeah, I've seen Trev, when he first joined us, struggle a little bit to find his feet, but he's now right with Jari van Binsbergen now, as we see this wonderful three-way fight between Mark Holmes, Stefan Geiger, and Alistair Pollock, following Alistair with his drive-through penalty for jumping the start at the beginning of the race. Probably was put off by Stefan Geiger, who's a new.
I think he was sat behind Sibrin, and I think obviously seeing Sibrin go, he's just hit the shifter and gone up.
Easily done. If someone around you jumps the start, you just react. You don't necessarily think about it.
Yeah,
we've all done it. I've done it. In my limited sim racing lifetime, absolutely done it. It's so easy to do, and you think, why did I do it? Well, it's because he did it. That's why.
Yeah. But you can see that Trev on that last lap, when it briefly flashed up, was 2 seconds faster than Van Binsbergen. I mean, if we compare them to racing drivers, De Gala and Trev Hammer are definitely our Verstappen and Hamilton. They're very much the class of the field, but equally, like turn one set demonstrated, one bad incident puts them at the back and puts them at a disadvantage, and it allows other drivers to have the opportunity.
This is interesting. De Gala is homing in on Trev Hammer, because that gap was, I think, around 8 seconds by the time that De Gala had cleared those behind him. It's now 5 seconds. So keep an eye on that one. Now, Trev Hammer doesn't necessarily need to get Martin De Gala directly behind him, but he doesn't want to let De Gala try and run off too far. I'm sure Trev Hammer, like you said earlier, Adam, will want to finish on the podium at least for his final race. It would seem that he's got the pace over Van Binsbergen. He's not making the move just yet.
Struggling, I think. I think he's very much struggling to find a way past the big logo car. As a minute ago, Chris Fisher's almost made his way through now past the Audi. It seems to be that the Alpha's just, for the smallest car on the grid, it's making itself very, very wide.
Absolutely. So Hilton and Fisher for the lead of the race at the moment. Chris Fisher seems to have the pace advantage over Steve Hilton at the moment. 6.5 minutes to go. It feels like the longest 6.5 minutes of Steve Hilton's life at this stage, as Chris Fisher's really hustling hard. They're 10 seconds to the good for the battle for third, and there we go. Just as I mentioned it, Trev Hammer has gone ahead of Jari van Binsbergen. I bet you that's at Druids where that's happened. Nope, I got that one completely wrong. That's coming down as out of exit 30s. That one's happened, so they've now gone through Hawthorne themselves. So Trev Hammer, I probably was prompted into doing that with Martin De Gala closing in on him quick. So if that is a wounded Alpha, Martin De Gala's found a way of dealing with it and is absolutely flying now. So Trev Hammer taking a bit of a liberty with the apex of Westfield. Quite a few people have done that throughout the course of the night. There is Hilton and Fisher yet again. Is Chris Fisher going to find his way through? Audi versus Toyota this time around. Chris Fisher being the lead driver for the Fisher Motorsports squad. His stablemate Mark Holmes down in 6th position. That's very deep. Oh, how did you keep that out of the dust? I don't know. Just about hung on there, but Chris Fisher doing what he can to dethrone Steve Hilton.
Absolutely. You can see both of these drivers want this final win of the season. Obviously, they know that they're not going to be able to collect a championship title, but obviously one extra win is never bad to add to your resume. So you can see now, absolutely, win's a win, and even still, this one will feel a bit special because they've been given this great opportunity to fight each other without having to worry about championship, without having to worry about any sort of connotations to their standings. They're just enjoying it, and you can tell that these two are enjoying it. They're not trying to fight each other too hard. I say that as Chris almost takes his nose out on the rear of the Audi, but you can tell that these two just want to have a bit of fun, and you can see that.
Yeah, 100% agree with you there, Adam, as they're heading down towards Westfield. Now, up the hill towards Sheens. say, you don't get an idea of how blind that apex is until you've driven it at speed. It is really hard to get that one right. I always found it difficult. That and Paddock Hill was the two corners I struggled with the most at this circuit. But Chris Fisher still nailed to the back of Steve Hilton. Trev Hummer, he's closing in, or at least he's extending the gap between himself and Jari van Binsbergen. Not that he particularly needs to. I think he's just more concentrating on keeping the gap as big as it can be between himself and Degala. What's your weapon of choice in this particular... Oh, that was close. What was your particular weapon of choice, Mr. Bent?
Well, I went with the Audi just purely because I really enjoyed the styling and how it felt at the time. But, you know, looking back on it, if you wanted to pick one car that was definitely the class of the field, it was the Toyota. Obviously, we saw a couple of drivers pull out of the Pro Championship that gave Jonathan Seville the title. But,
That's close.
Oh, it's very close. There's a back marker coming up as well, so this is going to... There we go, Chris has finally made it through. That's taken him all of 17 minutes to get through. You know, you can see the class of the field by a long, long margin. If you look at all the results, was the Toyota. The Alfa wasn't far behind, but the Audis were very reliable, just not very quick.
That's a shame, but that is the way it goes. You know, they may well be created equally, but some more equal than others. So that, I think, is more... Oh, that got a bit dicey. That's a Lorenzo Molnar's car, I think. That's staying out of the way. So Chris Fisher, nice move at the beginning of the lap, is giving him the lead. Steve Hilton doing what he can to fight back, but I think he just hasn't got the pace. Challenge the number 87 as we've got less than 3 minutes to go now. Two laps
to go. So... You can see Steve's trying to push as hard as he can, but you can see just the natural pace of the Toyota here. Especially around a circuit like this, where a lot of the corners are very undulating, but they're very fast as well. You've got a lot of... Most of the corners are either in third or fourth gear. Obviously the faster ones like Paddock, you can actually probably, if you're brave enough, somewhat stay at the top end of fourth. But it really gifts itself to the Toyota. The BMW also is especially quick round here. It's just trying to keep it on the island without facing the rest of the traffic.
Yeah, it's a monster, that thing. That is so hard to drive, but is a glorious thing if you get it right. So Steve Hilton doing what he can to stay in the tyre tracks of Chris Fisher, but nearly a second between the two now. Is going to potentially see the number 87. He's gone a bit, just I say that, he's gone a little bit too deep there at Westfield. It's not going to cost him too much, but those little mistakes will keep Steve Hilton in check, or certainly in contention for challenging for the lead. 6.5 seconds back is Trev Hummer, not needing to do anything. Martin Degala has finally gotten past Jari van Binsbergen. Great effort from Martin Degala following that first lap incident. That car is clearly wounded, and he's still got incredible pace in it, so fair play to him, and also to Trev Hummer. That it's very easy to panic when the field has essentially exploded, and you're never prepared for a big incident like that. But they both managed to keep their heads, sort of get back into the rhythm, and keep up incredible pace.
Absolutely, it's incredible to see that both drivers that were title contenders made a very good start. Unfortunately, we're both taken out by a driver that also had a penalty, so it's a bit more... I think it'd be especially frustrating for Martin, knowing that he had a 2-car advantage going into turn 1, and then left having a 4-car disadvantage. It'll be very painful for him, and I think the championship's sort of been decided by a moment that was out of the control of the championship contenders. But, Trevor's driven a great season all season, and this is just the icing on the cake for him.
And he's been almost flawless all night. Race 1 and 2 just ran off into the distance, and he's going to get... as Chris Fisher's really pushing hard to maintain the lead. He's going to get a podium this time around, all being well. The checkered flag is now out for the front runners as they come through Stirlings for the final time for this season. Season 4 of the Virtual Touring Car Cup is going to draw to a close, and it is going to be for the Pro-Am lobby. Chris Fisher is going to take the checkered flag for the final race of the night. Your winner here at Brands Hatch for race number 3 is 87, Chris Fisher. He's happy about it. Steve Hilton chases him home for second. But third, and your champion for the Pro-Am lobby is Trev Hummer in the 404. Brilliant stuff. He's happy about it. Martin Degala, consolation prize, chases Trev Hummer home. Jarek van Binsbergen, troubled race, but comes home in fifth. Mark Holmes in sixth. Alistair Pollock, the sole Ford runner, is going to get another decent result here in seventh position. Stefan Geigu is going to come home in eighth. Sieben Stoll is the one at the one at the beginning that caused the well, I say he caused the incident. That's a little bit unfair. He was the one that was catapulted into the air. Whether that was his fault, who knows? But the stewards will have a look at that. Should that be brought to their light? I'm not sure it's going to make a huge difference as far as the championship is concerned. Lorenzo Molnar has already finished, but there we go. Sieben Stoll comes over the line. And our champion is crowned for the program. It took to the final race of the final round. That's what we love to see.
I mean, we have to, you love to see it, absolutely. We wanted a good final. We always said, if you're gonna do something, do it right. And both Trev and Martin absolutely did it right. As they both, fought to the end. It was tooth and nail, and again, I would say the pivotal moment was taken out. The title decider was sort of taken out of their hands a bit by the incident. But it's how you recover from an incident that determines a champion, and you can see that Trev recovered very, very well, and he's a very deserving champion.
Couldn't have put that better myself. We've got some people in the interview room waiting to have a chat with us. Let's have a chat with Martin Degala in the Milka-flavoured Alfa Romeo. Oh, Martin, it was so close, but that incident at the beginning of lap 3 rather sealed it for you. I mean, what happened?
Honestly, hell, firstly.
Hell happened. That's a good way to put it.
Well, yeah, basically. I was looking to hold behind me Trev and Holmes, so that was my plan after the first corner, and I think I managed that. I overtook the Holmes, but then the guys in front, I had no idea what's happened, and I couldn't avoid that.
That's a great shame.
So direct hit, and yeah, shame. But overall, it was fun. At least that last race, simply the Trevor today just faster on pace. I don't know how he managed that, but yeah. So congratulations to him, and it was fun.
Yes,
it would be even more fun and interesting in the championship and unpredictable if Vidago, who was in Pro-Am? Who was? Galsi, yeah. I had nice battles at the start of the championship with him, and sadly he didn't continue, and yeah. I would like to send him best regards. I know what was going with him, so wish him to get speedy recovery. Also want to thank Sebastian, who was practicing with me throughout the championship. He was helping. Want to thank you guys for organizing this championship. It was fun. I hope you had fun watching.
Oh yeah, we did. Oh yeah, we did.
That's more important.
Will we see you back next time, Martin?
Yeah, hopefully we do.
Awesome stuff.
Looking
Great effort. It's a shame it didn't quite go your way at the end, but it's been great fun.
Hey, it's racing.
That is very true. Very gracious of you. Thank you very much, Martin Degala.
Okay. Thank you, guys, and let me just sign off with a message. Keep fighting, Michael.
Absolutely. Get well.
Bye-bye, guys.
Couldn't agree more. Thank you very much, Martin Degala. We have got our champion for the Pro-Am. It took to the final race, but you managed to do it. Great stuff, and well done, champ. Trev Hummer.
Usually I'm not speechless.
That's
definitely one of them.
So, I mean, that must have been absolutely terrifying coming out of Paddock Hill Bend to see cars sideways. Did you pick up damage in that, or did you manage to avoid any?
Oh no, I piled straight into it, but it was just mostly body, nothing suspension, so I was able to keep racing. And then unfortunately Mark missed his breaking point and hit me.
Oh no.
But You know, even though I was not able to do a clean sweep, which was my season's goal, you know,
You were close.
back-to-back champion is nothing to scoff at. And
Certainly not. Absolutely. Unfortunately, we are going to have to wrap this one up as the grid is formed for the final race of the night. Brilliant stuff all season long.
Thanks.
Well done to you, Trev Hammond, Pro-Am champion for Season 4. Sadly, we won't get a chance to chat to Chris Fisher, the race winner from the AM lobby, as we are heading towards the Pro grand finale of the night. Thank you very much, champion Trev Hammer. He's gone. Thank you very much, Martin Gallo. We're getting underway. David Moll and Roy Grassi on the front row for Pro. Let's get this underway. Wind him up and let them go. And away it is. A very decent start from pretty much everybody. There's that fast starting BMW. Tom O'Farrell starting from last. Oh my goodness, Roy Grassi nearly shoving Dave Moll out of the way. Down.
Very, very well held there.
He was indeed. Well, as one of the Pulse boys, I think that's Miles Dixon, getting on with it. It's difficult to tell with the lights off which one is which. Oh no, that's who is that that's gone round? Oh my goodness, that is
like Angus
well
Miles has gone round. That looks like Miles has already made his way up to 4th.
Wow.
David's done very, very well to hold off Royce right away, and you can see Tom O'Farrell really wants that position from Aaron Large.
Unfortunately, that's put him almost right back down to the back of the field again. That was Angus Martin. That was the in the highlighter yellow car that was sideways going into Druids, but managed to hold it. There is Miles Dixon on the back of David Russell, already challenging for 3rd, thinking about it on the inside line, coming to Hawthorne, but does not yet manage to get that one done. Oh, it jumps out from behind, does not make a move. David Miles still leads. Roy Grassi 2nd, David Russell 3rd. Miles Dixon charging down the hill up towards.
Gonna go for it. So. Yeah, absolutely. One thing you can tell from Miles, the way he races, he goes, no, Miles! And you can tell he just wants to make the positions. He doesn't care where you are in front of him, but if you're in front of him, he doesn't, you know, you're not going to be in front of him for much longer because he will make his way through, regardless of where you are.
My goodness. Roy Grassi has Roy Grassi's managed to make his way past David Moll for the race lead. There's Miles Dixon into 3rd after the nudge he gave to David Russell. There is Alex Saunders coming a little bit deep. Here comes John Seville.
Oh, Johnny Seville's just put.
Oh no! David Russell.
It was a bigger contact. That looked like 3 or 4 cars that have just been taken out by that. Aaron, Dave, and Tom O'Farrell all taken out by that move. That was a little bit naughty from Johnny Seville there. Obviously, we'll try and remain unbiased, but yeah, that was definitely a very little bit naughty there.
Oh, that car's had it.
That car's had it.
Yeah, that just dropped itself before he got anywhere near turning in for that. So Tom O'Farrell will be limping that BMW around. There is Angus Martin. We've already seen him sideways. Following Alex Saunders, going into Hawthorne's Bend now. There you can see Johnny Seville, Miles Dixon, David Moll and Roy Grassi in that order. Well, of course I've read them out in reverse order. There is there's a lot of people listed as Italian for some reason. I know full well David Moll is German.
it's a small glitch with the set, of course, so you have to set your nationality, otherwise you are immediately Italian, as obviously the developers are Kunos, who are Italian.
That's good point. Yes, I hadn't thought of that. As Aaron Large has just gone past David Russell, they're all rather wounded at the back of the field. As Martin and Saunders have swapped around for 5th position. Oh, there they are at the top of the shot, side by side. David Moll trying to hang on to the back of Roy Grassi. That's a tall order, and no disrespect to David Moll. I know how fast he is. Oh, as that's Miles Dixon a bit deep, coming out of Paddock Hill Bend. Those full send guys are he's a full send guy. So the Pulse guys are very, very fast. There's the other full send car of Alex Saunders being punched in the face by Martin Pinlock.
It's very, very surprising to see Alex so sort of stumped for pace. It could just be that this grid is so fast, but I race against Alex and David on a regular basis, and by far they're some of the quickest people I've raced against.
Yeah, I too have raced against David Moll. I'm not sure I've raced against Alex before. I certainly have raced against David in the past, and I certainly think he's unbelievably fast. There's Regan Mitchell making his way past Alex Saunders for 7th position, or is he? As the that's
very, very well held. He's going to be able to. It's defended very, very well there. The widest cars of the night are the Alfa Romeos by far.
Alpha versus Honda versus Audi in that particular pack, not in that order. Oh, Regan Mitchell on the inside line. Oh!
They're both gone, but Regan's held it, so it's a very, very, very well held.
I mean, side by side, Ninja Sheen is brave at the best of times. Okay, I'll reserve judgment about that one.
We'll stay out of that one.
Yeah. Current Degrees in trouble. He's fallen off the road. There he is. That's down at Sterling's. Oh, that car doesn't look like he wants to get going again. Oh,
there's also an Alex Saunders in front, so has something happened there? I'm not quite sure. Miles is not letting Roy or David away that easily, even if he runs a little bit wide here and there. He knows that his pace will just improve and improve. So David's got a very, very big job on his hands to hold back Pulse, who are very quick.
They are unbelievable. Tom O'Farrell with the fastest lap with a wounded BMW. My word. I mean, there's very little ballast in there, I believe. So because his night's gone from bad to disastrous, as previously mentioned. David Russell's gone a bit. Not a surprise after following his incident. Here is Miles Dixon on David Mull. Big SSRi light. God, I love the effect you see. The light dissipation effect. That shadow by the middle. Oh, and there's Johnny Seville's green light. That he's turned on. It doesn't have the same effect as the
It does not. It does not. But
is he going to go for it?
He's going to go for it. He's going to go for up in Sheen. Oh,
he bowed out of that one. I think wisely so. I mean, David Mull is not necessarily defending, he's just holding his line, but he's not just letting the Pulse guys go, which is good to see. He's making them work for it, and you can see Miles is really determined to try and get past. Jonathan Seville, new champion of the pro side, as previously mentioned, is right there keeping his teammate company. Now the ballast is going to be definitely playing a part in this. It's helping David Mull really keep the challenge good and true as they come through.
Contact. There it is. There's the contact that's pushed him into the gravel.
Well, cool there, Adam. Yeah, and sadly, that's going to drop David Mull outside of the podium positions. Angus Martin's gone through. There he is in the highlighter yellow Audi. Going through to fourth position. Now the Pulse guys are having an argument. Now we're used to seeing these two the other way round, because of course Miles has been playing the rear gunner role. That role has absolutely been binned for this race, and we've been really looking forward to seeing the Pulse boys unleashed. And at the moment, Miles has not been able to run off from Jonathan Seville, and he feels a need to defend as well.
Very impressive defending. These two are going to take each other out, I think. There's no doubt about it if they keep playing around like this.
It does look like it. It's Regan Mitchell now up into 6th position ahead of Mark Pimlott coming up into Hawthorns. He's got a great pack of cars, only 3.5 seconds down the road from him. That will lead him up to 2nd position if he can get involved in
There you go, that's a very large cut from Miles there.
Yeah, several people have been doing that. Let's see. Westfield or Sheen?
It's possible because I think the actual track limits for that turn are more based on the brown patch of grass just behind the curb, rather than the actual white lines there. But you can see that these 3 Audis are going to fight as hard as they can towards the end now. So Angus has caught up, which is obviously partially due to the ballast, partially due to Johnny and Miles both fighting like mad. But equally, obviously, David Mull's still not out of the mix. He's still quite close enough that he could mount a challenge towards the end.
Especially if these 3 come together, as Angus Martin now very much involved in the Pulse party going on for 2nd position. 2.5 seconds up the road is Roy Grassley. There he is. His championship challenge came to an end, sadly, at the end of race 2, but still pressing on, wants to take the final win of the season to himself, and why not? Look at this 3 now. Miles Dixon's not been able to break away too much from Johnny Seville. Angus Martin now right involved in there. This pack of 3, I mean, it's not the first time Angus Martin has crossed swords with the Pulse boys. This could get very spicy.
Well, 3 Audis obviously are going to be the most equally matched cars here, so in terms of setup, these 3 have basically no setup. I'm pretty sure they're all running a similar setup of just bias adjustment and pressure adjustment. But you can see that all 3 drivers are running very identical lines, and it's going to be basically who blinks first in terms of these 3 for this final for the final 2 podium spots. Because obviously at the moment we're seeing a Pulse 2-3. Roy Grassy's still running away at the front, so it's looking set to be that a consolation prize as such for the Scotsman. But Miles probably wants to put a rein on that parade. So he's pushing as hard as he can now to catch the back of the Scottish AJR car.
Absolutely. Tom O'Farrell with the new fastest lap of the race, down in 9th position on the back of Aaron Large.
He's passed Aaron Large.
He's gone past Aaron Large. Well, that's on the run down through Paddock when he'd have done that one. So we've just seen the fastest lap flash up, so we know where he was. And still, Jonathan Seville not able to mount too much of a charge. Also, bearing in mind that Seville's car is a bit heavier than Miles Dixon, but even still, Miles is not able to break away from his teammate.
Absolutely not. These two train together when it comes to sim racing. They work together on setups. They're always in a Discord call with each other, talking about setups, racing, or just hanging out in general. I've been into the Discord call a few times and had a laugh with them. They're lovely guys to sit and chat with. I'm pretty sure I actually did a couple races for them in Giannetta's a long while ago now, but yeah, these two, when it comes down to racing, there's no love lost.
Oh, Regan Mitchell now having a go at our resident German, David Moll, as they kind of switching positions through Sterling's. Oh no, deep in there. Regan Mitchell almost held that. Here comes Mark Pinmont then to demote Regan Mitchell down. Regan Mitchell has been absolutely flying this race, so I have no doubt he'll be able to close that gap back down again. So the Pulse boys have split up a little bit. They're catching Roy Grassi, I think. I wonder if Roy's made a mistake somewhere, because that gap looks like it's quite a bit diminished from last time we saw it.
I think it's just the natural pace, honestly. I think it's the natural pace of these two boys. They're pushing each other to the limit, and this is allowing them to, even though they're battling still, they're still pushing that hard that they're closing the gap.
Yeah, that gap's definitely shrunk, because it was over 2.4 seconds before, and it's now nearly a second has disappeared from that lap. And there you go, you just saw Roy Grassi in the bottom of the shot there. So I wonder whether there's been, it's too much has disappeared in one guy. I wonder if there's been a mistake there. Oh, there's Regan Mitchell, now on the back of Mark Pimlott again, following that impact with David Moll. Was he going to try and dive on the inside of Westfield? No, I think it's better at that one, but really hustling the Audi now.
Absolutely, you can see that he wants that position back and he wants to have another go at David Moll and actually get past this time. There's obviously 6 minutes left. You've still got a decent chance for Miles to take a win here. Johnny Seville still not giving his teammate any breathing space. Angus Martin just hoping that the Pulse boys decide it's time to take each other to the gravel. And obviously David Moll and these two behind, Mark Pimlott and Regan, both trying to pick up any scraps left behind.
Honda versus Audi, and Honda wins out this time. The 69 car getting just about keeps that one out of the dust, going through Paddock Hill Bend. Oh, bit of a lock of David Moll. He's fairly unloaded by that point, so even though it is a bit of a slant, the camera angle doesn't quite show it correctly. Whoa, that was close. Mark Pimlott nearly slamming into the back of Regan Mitchell there, coming down into Graham Hill Bend. Now back into Surtees. Now, Miles Dixon was a little bit quicker than Roy Grassi last time around. I was looking at the lap time, so it was about 0.3 of a second to Pulse Simsport there, but even still, that gap remaining around about 1.7 seconds at this point. 5 minutes to go. It's still anyone's race up front.
Absolutely, it's still anybody's race, and you can see that Miles is pushing really hard now. He wants the win, so it looks likely that he's going to end up making a mistake. And I think that's what's happened, is to put him back to 1.7 seconds. I think he's making these small mistakes now, pressuring himself to go higher up the field.
There's Regan Mitchell on the back of David Moll. You said this battle was going to reignite. And,
absolutely.
Since Mitchell's gone past Pimlott, he's now on the back of David Moll again. There's Johnny Seville, still staring at the back of his teammates, rather the way round we thought it was going to be. And again, Miles Dixon just a couple of tenths quicker than Roy Grassi. There is the 168 Toyota well, there you go. You see the top 3, top 4 in that shot, and another fastest lap from Tom O'Farrell. Good lord, I mean, that BMW is absolutely flying. What might have been
another position.
He just nailed Mark Pimlott, actually. So he's in that particular battle we've just been looking at. Oh, Mark Pimlott's fallen off the road. he's an issue because he was obviously right with Regan Mitchell. Now Tom O'Farrell's in there, so that BMW's going to get involved in that fight for 5th.
Absolutely, I think Regan definitely wants to try and catch David, and in the process of this battle, there's going to end up becoming there. It is, and it's quite magic. There is the Turkington livery of Tom O'Farrell.
Indeed, the sole BMW in the field. David Russell following his earlier accident against the wall. Oh, that's David Moll wide. And that's going to allow Regan Mitchell to dance ahead of him into 5th position. Whoa! Very sideways Tom O'Farrell. Right behind him, but David Moll's made a mistake
as well.
Yeah, I think David Moll made him a bit of a mistake there. He couldn't get the car settled again as he went through Westfield and through into 6th as well goes Tom O'Farrell. Shame our pole starter with the reverse grid now down into 7th position. Now just 1 second, just over 1 second between Grassi and Dixon. They're going to have a last lap shootout, I think, at this rate.
Well, absolutely, I think we are. Surprisingly, Johnny Seville's actually dropping off the back of his teammates now. You look at the times, he's about a tenth, 2 tenths behind every lap. And obviously, more importantly, that Miles is a tenth, 2 tenths in front of Roy every lap. So I don't think he's going to have enough pace to catch Roy with the ballast he has. But
I would say so.
It's going to be very close. Roy shouldn't, obviously, one small mistake from Roy, and that will put everything into Miles's hands.
100% agree with you there, Adam. As we see Tom O'Farrell and Regan Mitchell, and a great argument for 5th position. There's David Mull. Just saw Mark Grimlock going into the shot there. Is the BMW going to be able to overhaul the Honda before we get to Hawthorns? They've got 2 laps left to figure out who's going to finish where. Oh, Tom O'Farrell having a look at the inside line. Really pushing the Honda hard. Tom O'Farrell is just as set fastest lap after fastest lap, but we saw very sideways. Very big slide from through Westfield there. Now we saw the effect of when Tom O'Farrell's tyres just let go on him, particularly in race 1, and he's potentially looking the same again, although no one's told his tyres that, as he's really going wide through Stirling's, keeps his foot in it, keeps going. Can Regan Mitchell fend him off for one more lap?
It's going to be very, very tight as they come across the line here. Yeah, surprisingly, the tyres. I'm surprised the tyres are holding out as Roy has finally gone into the final lap here. So Miles has got a massive challenge ahead of him if he wants to take the win. I think it's insurmountable, but you know, equally, there's the red headlights in the bottom right there. So you can see he's within the radar as such of the light beams. So it'll be very close coming to the line.
Farrell's going to have the inside line for Greenville.
Oh, not again! Oh. Very well held.
Yeah, Regan Mitchell's basically just said denied. Oh, big banzai. Can he slow that one down on the inside of Surtees? Regan Mitchell's just going to cut back underneath him with a better run on the exit of Surtees. Now through Pilgrim's Drop. Now the BMW's going to have the inside line, but the Honda's got the momentum at the moment. We'll have a look at the picture-in-picture in a minute. I'm having a great time talking about the battle for 5th position. Not again! Not again!
I called it again.
You did indeed.
These two were gonna. It was bound to happen. They lose more positions as the Audis just decide. Nope, that's mine.
Yeah.
So.
Grassi. Oh, is Dixon right on top of him? As the checkered flag is now out.
This is going to be very tight. I don't think he's going to have enough pace. I don't think with the ballast he's going to have enough pace. If he makes this, it's going to be very close.
It's Roy Grassi to finish off the season. Roy Grassi takes the win. Miles Dixon by just over a tenth of a second takes second. Johnny Seville third. Angus Martin is going to take fourth, but David Mull, well, from first to 8th to 5th, is going to come side by side as well. Aaron Nigel
very close. Let's go.
What on earth?
Well played. Well played.
Aaron and Mark Pimlott. What a finish. Literally couldn't get closer to the thousands of a second.
Impressive. Very impressive.
Wow, what a way to finish the season off.
Definitely.
My voice is dead, yours is knackered. Oh, what a way to go. And we have got the fast charging and often overdriven Tom O'Farrell. Let's have a chat with our sole BMW driver, Tom.
Hello, how are we doing?
Well, we're pretty much dead.
I'll switch on, yeah.
Wow, my goodness me. I think the word to put to your driving tonight was determined.
Yeah, well, I mean, having been the quickest person over the whole event, judging by lap times, I'm a bit irritated, shall I say, about the driving.
Yeah, not gone entirely your way, I think it's fair to say.
No,
I mean,
I think look, race one, obviously I was in the lead. I made the decision to put my PSIs so they came in further on into the race so that the rear tyres wouldn't slide so much towards the end of it, which obviously let Johnny through. Then obviously I fantastic battle with him, but in coming on to the left-hander just exiting the GP loop, can't remember the name of it, he basically was slower exiting the corner than I was, so I eased up slightly, which then, as I got back on the power, spun me around. So that's just where everything's just gone.
where it
negatively.
That's Sterling's. Yeah. Final 10.
I mean,
oh my goodness!
After that, trying to catch up and all that. I mean, I had the pace there. It's just every time I got alongside someone, they just seemed to turn in. I mean, I'm going to look back on the replays, but I mean, I just feel downhearted by it, to be honest.
It was a brilliant run from yourself, though. It was very, very impressive, and the speed you were carrying was absolutely amazing. So you should keep your head held high. Next season, come back stronger, and definitely there's a few more wins with your name on it.
You certainly well represented the BMW brand, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, well, I can kind of see why the other guys had given up with the BMW, because it's a fantastic car, don't get me wrong. Last time out, I can't remember what the track's called, but during the corners, it's fantastic. On the straight, it's like 2 or 3 mile an hour slower than everyone else. So you get alongside a car in the corner, and that first straight, or the proper straight, on the GP loop, at Brands, as soon as you get alongside someone, they're just going to pull a car width ahead of you. So it's you had no chance in the straight, but as soon as you get to a corner, if you're alongside them, they just seem to turn into you. So that's racing, I suppose. But I'm pleased with my pace. I might come back next time, but we'll have to see work commitment wise. So. Yeah,
we certainly hope you do. Great effort. It's been great fun to talk about your progress. Thank you very much, Tom O'Farrell.
Cheers, guys. Cheers.
Right, we have several people to chat to tonight, so let's get through them all. Well, Mr. Seville, you're never far from the action, are you?
Well, I was a bit far away. Well, looked like Miles was having a good battle towards the end, so I was a bit further away from that. So, yeah, not all the action.
So was it just the heavier car that let you down this time, do you think?
Miles is proven he's quite quick in the touring cars, so I don't think it's all down to the weight. We're up there. I don't know, he seems to have better tyres towards the end of the race. So I don't know if that is the weight or it's just managing them better.
Goodness me. But well, again, congratulations on seeing the championship, particularly for Pulse Sim Sports. Will we see you back next time?
Yeah, well, I've had great fun, so most likely, yeah.
Awesome stuff. Well done on the championship, and thank you very much, Jonathan Seville.
Thank you.
Mr. Dixon.
Hello again.
Well, we had a lot of fun screaming about you. Yeah, but it looked like you had a lot of fun out there.
Yeah, at the start I was panicking a bit because I thought Johnny would pass me. And then I think my tyres came alive after about 5 laps, so I managed to get onto Roy. But just needed one more lap, I think.
It did look like it. That gap stayed for a while, and then you just said, right, watch this, and just found another gear somewhere, because then that gap was nowhere. I'm sure Roy aged about 10 years keeping you behind, but it looked like you had a lot of fun out there.
Yeah, it was good fun.
Will we see you back next time?
Yeah, I'll be back for those.
Awesome stuff. Well done for Pulse Sim Sports for your amazing on-track antics, and well done to you, Miles Dixon. Roy Grassi, good to see you again, sir.
Thank you, Chris. It was close. Yeah, very good race.
I'll say. Crikey, that was amazing. I mean, you really must have felt that, particularly towards the end of that last race.
Oh no, I was just chatting to Miles before we came on, and I'm sitting here in a puddle of sweat. I don't know, he just see, like you said, he just found another gear. He just came at me so fast. Definitely would have had me in if it was another lap, I think. But I went all tight, you know what it's like when you just see the feel of your mirror, and I just couldn't turn the steering wheel, and my eyes suddenly went transfixed on the road. But got lucky, yeah.
Will we see you back next time?
I hope so. I'll have to see. It's single seaters, I understand, which is a deviation from touring cars, which I particularly enjoy. But we'll have a look at it first before I decide.
We hope we will see you again. If not for that one, then in something soon. Thank you very much, and great win, Roy Grassi.
Thanks. Big shout out to AJR Motorsport and for Trev for winning the Pro-Am Championship as well.
Thank you.
100% agree. As one more person I want to have a chat to, as we did chat to Trev earlier on, but we didn't get a chance to chat to race winner from the last time out for the Pro-Ams, Chris Fisher.
Hello there.
Yeah, sorry we didn't get a chance to chat to you, but the grid was already formed and we needed to get underway for the pro race. But wow, so fourth one has been your race results for tonight. Great stuff. Bravo.
Thanks very much. Yeah, it's been, I think, my best round this last round. Sad it's too late and all over now, but it's been great fun this year.
Again, that's just the progress of the pace. You've got more comfortable with the car, or Brands Hatch has done well for you, or the moon was the right color. Which factor favored you?
I love Brand's GP circuit. The back end is just so fast and fun, just popping down a gear and turning in and hoping. But yeah, I finally got a comfortable sort of setup where I didn't feel like I was sliding into every corner this round. So it's been pleasurable to drive and really fun to keep pace with the top three. Yeah.
Yeah, you absolutely did that this time around. Will we see you back for season 5?
I'd love to come back. Yeah, it's a great community. Everyone's very helpful and friendly. So, yeah, great to come back. Would love to.
Awesome stuff. We look forward to seeing your return. Thank you very much, Chris Fisher.
Thank you to you, and congratulations to Trev.
Perhaps, yeah. Once again, couldn't agree more with that. And finally, we have got the founder, the Lord God of the VTCC in with us. Hello to you, Mr. Toby Owen.
Good evening, guys, and thank you and well done once again for a great commentary. As ever, our drivers put on a great show for you.
Didn't they just? My goodness me. I honestly, I've just been grinning the whole night. My cheek muscles are aching now. Oh, goodness me. So, Toby, any final words to see out season 4?
Well, it's been, yes, as you said, 4th season of our VTCC competition. The first one that we've run with SimSport Racing International as well, which has been obviously very special. Good to see a few new names joining our championship. I think it's been another great season. The live streams have looked great. The racing's been awesome, as it always is in this series. So yeah, it's been a pleasure. Very much looking forward to the next series that we run. So we are taking a bit of a break from the touring cars. After Christmas, we'll be stepping into the world of single-seaters with some Formula 3 racing action. So anyone who fancies getting behind the wheel of a single-seater with SSRi, please do head over to our Discord and get yourself signed up for the new season, which is going to start in January.
Oh, cannot wait for that. Such a different flavour of racing. Will we see you behind the wheel, Mr. Rowan?
I am very much hoping to be behind the wheel if we do something front-wheel drive.
Yes, that's your penchant, I remember.
I've been delighted to secure a full-time race drive in the real world for next season in a front-wheel drive car. So any front-wheel drive practice would be greatly appreciated. Awesome. I'll see if I can get out in the single-seaters. We'll see.
Congratulations on that as well.
Thank you. Once again, thanks to our sponsors for this season, GoBobby.uk. The banners have been on the front of the cars. Their support is greatly appreciated. Thank you to SimSport Racing International for hosting and broadcasting our events, and SimSport Solutions, of course, with Steve proudly behind the scenes. It has been a great show to watch, and may we have a season 5 of the VTCC in the future that offers just as much entertainment and excitement.
Amen to that. I could not have put that better myself. And that is going to wrap things up for tonight. Thank you very much to those that have been with us throughout the stream. It is a great pleasure to have you on board. Thank you very much, Steve Smash It Proudly, for being in charge of the cameras and the stream work. Always a great pleasure to work with your good self. Thank you very much to Aaron Martin Pilkington and to Adam Bent for joining me in the commentary box. You guys have put up with me for well enough, and you did a very good job of it, sir.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure as always, mate, and I can't wait to do something again in the future.
Could not agree more. Once again, thank you very much to everybody. That is the end of the VTCC season. We will be back, as Toby's mentioned, in January. There's plenty of other racing going on here at SimSport Racing, so keep an eye on the socials. Do join the Discord if you wanted to get involved. You may have lunatics like us shouting about your on-track antics. But that is it for the VTCC. Absolutely. We will see you again very, very soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Good night.